welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Do I really need an introduction for this guy? Because this is actually, technically... No, not technically. It definitely is my biggest guest I've had on thus far. Has to be.
I wouldn't say that.
Nah.
I appreciate it.
I know you're a humble guy.
I appreciate it.
You're definitely my biggest guest so far.
I appreciate it.
But we want to make sure we give everyone their flowers that comes on here.
Thanks.
So, Mr. Jason, you have done a few things so far in your lifetime, so to speak.
Yeah, it feels weird you saying that.
Let's take it back to the beginning.
Okay.
This is what I like to do with everyone,
All right.
because we want your story to be told.
Fair.
So, we're from the same state.
Correct.
We know some of the things that have gone on in Connecticut in our time.
Correct.
But what was life like for you personally growing up? How was little Jason compared to this
little
Jason?
Jason, honest to God, was a piece of shit.
Oh my God.
I swear to God.
That's great.
Okay, so, I tend to exaggerate the story, and I've noticed that, especially looking back at the way, when I re-listen to a podcast or something like that.
Yeah.
But I was not a kind human being. And I wouldn't even say even now I'm
I love
exactly...
how you acknowledge that.
Well, first, it's fucking obvious.
Yeah.
If I were not to acknowledge it, it would just be a complete lie.
Wow.
But, I didn't grow up like Cal, and I'm definitely not Cal now.
Shout out to Cal. I know you're watching.
Shout out Cal.
You're the best.
He's super empathetic, super kind. Everybody loves Cal.
Yeah.
Or Joe Iacovelli. Those guys are like...
Shout out to Joe, too.
Shout out Joe. Bro, you see those guys, and you just smile. I was not that guy. I'm probably still not that guy. I'm not...
You're getting there.
I don't think I'm an asshole, but, I was definitely not the kind of person where you're like, oh my God, let's invite Jason to come. We need Jason there.
Yeah.
No, it was like, unless it's like... I'm trying not to downplay it just to be like, this is my sad story, because it's
not
really
at all.
not. But
dude, the floor is yours.
I wasn't a kind person.
Yeah.
That was
there a reason
the
for
truth.
that?
I mean, there was a lot of stuff, especially with my family life at home, especially with, my level of insecurity within myself and my lack of socialization in a proper way. All these things kind of cultivated together to kind of create, especially given my DNA and my genetics, which is just stubborn, Italian, competitive.
Oh, yeah.
That's fucking me.
Yeah.
Mafungu. Dude, I swear to you, I'm the most competitive person. To date, I'm the most competitive person I know. That's just how I am with literally anything. If I'm like this morning, I was golfing. Dude, if I shank a shot, you don't want to talk to me for a hole. I need like 20 minutes to go. But it's just like, that's me. That's inside of me. But growing up with the lack of socialization, granted, you're in elementary school, you're not going to be properly socialized at the age of 11. I get that. But I was behind the curve for sure. And so...
Do you think your parents were a little rough on you? That's why. I mean, I'm not saying that's a bad thing.
I don't want to say rough because
reason.
my parents did a hell of a job. They did a great job. They did the best they could for sure. Mm-hmm. It definitely had something to do with it because and I'm not going to name drop, but
yeah, of course,
life at home wasn't amazing. It wasn't great. I wasn't it wasn't all positive and sunshine and rainbows. Mm-hmm. Most people's lives at home weren't growing up, so I don't want to act like I'm the one that had that horrible childhood.
I gotcha.
I'm not going to act like that is the truth at all, because it's not. But life at home wasn't great, and I was super negative. I was just a stubborn little idiot. I remember all the time what would happen is I would find out that my friends had gone and played basketball without me. Stuff like that happened all the time because they didn't want me there most of the time because I just wasn't fun to be around.
Did you ever have FOMO because of that?
I wouldn't say FOMO because I've always been super extroverted and always wanted to get out there, but people just didn't want to hang around me. And that really,
When did you have this realization or this wake-up call?
The first time I ever had this wake-up call, and I talked about this in a podcast with Cal, I was standing there at the lunch table in sophomore or junior year of high school.
Shit.
And this kid came up to me, and we were all talking, and I don't know what I was saying, but I was saying normal shit, just complaining, being negative, probably talking shit about people. And he interjected, and he was like, dude, you are one of the most negative people I've ever met. I've never heard somebody complain more than you in my entire life.
Wow.
At the time, I got defensive. I was like, what? I didn't know what to say. He was fucking right. I didn't want to hear it. It was definitely the thing that I needed to hear.
Right.
And probably for another year and a half, I didn't even act on it, nor did I even, try and play into it to believe it at all. I tried to, brush it off, pretend like it didn't exist. But I had known that. I'd known that for my whole life, but I never wanted to admit it, and I never wanted to admit the fact that people didn't want to be around me because of me. I wanted to point the finger and say, it's because of them. They don't know what's good. They don't know how good of a friend I am. They don't know this. They don't know that. Always, projecting my insecurities and projecting the real responsibility to anybody but myself.
Right.
And that's just how I live life. a year and a half later, give or take, shit hit the fan with my family life at home. And I'm not going to go into detail because I just don't want to get anybody else's information. Because personally, like, probably 10, 15 years down the line, this story is going to be, like, I'll be able to share completely. Yeah. I just don't want to get anybody else's business. Of course. So that's why. Yeah. Shit hit the fan, for lack of a better way of explaining it. And I was at my lowest.
For the better or for worse?
For the worse.
In terms of looking back on it now.
Looking back on it now, it's the best thing that's ever happened to me.
Okay.
For sure.
Just wanted
to
ask.
Again, the cliche, your worst day turns into your best day so long as you utilize it in the correct manner.
I hear you.
So, shit hit the fan. I had a conversation with my friend, and he told me, and this is Yvonne, shout out to Yvonne. He told me, he was like, dude, I love you, man. He's been around since day one. He was like, dude, I love you, man. But anytime there's a problem, big, small, indifferent, dude, you never take responsibility for anything. Because at the time, I went to Yvonne and I was like, dude, this happened, this happened, this happened, this happened to me, this happened to me, this happened to me. I'm the victim, I'm the victim, I'm the victim. And he looked at me, he said, dude, like, I'm not going to say that you're not a victim because, shit's fucked up.
Yeah.
But you have an opportunity now. You're 17 years old.
When did you graduate high school? Cool question.
2019.
Oh, so you're after me. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Just wanted to ask.
No, totally good. And he was like, this is your opportunity to finally do something about it. Take responsibility. Do something about it.
Wow.
Not just sit here and be a victim.
That's a real ass guy right there.
And I was in this I was in such a highly emotional state. It just hit me. It was like the first time, like, I'll never forget. We were sitting in my car outside of his house having this deep conversation because I picked him up saying, I need to talk to you because I need to tell him what happened. And this is what he told me. And I was like, holy shit, dude. Like, I don't know what it was. It just clicked.
Wow.
For the first time it clicked, and I was like, I need to start changing my life. It sounds so corny cliche. I wish there was a way to explain it, but that's actually what happened. I was sitting there, I was like, I need to make a change because at the time I didn't work out. I was, gone with the wind. I was like fucking 20 pounds.
Yeah.
I didn't work out. I didn't take care of my room. My mind was a mess. So was my own personal space. My relationships were a mess. Like, things weren't good. Like, they just weren't good for me.
Yeah.
I'm blessed to be in a free country, in a place where I wasn't, worrying about when my next meal was going to come from. So I was blessed with that, but the things that I had control over were completely out of whack. Mm-hmm. So starting after that, just to give you the spark, none of it because I've been blabbing for a good hot minute.
I gotcha.
But starting from there, I decided, I'm going to start working out. I'm going to start doing my homework. Like, I'm going to, like, all my shit. I was like, when you get super motivated in elementary school and high school, like, that's it. And you start doing push-ups and shit. Like, that's how I felt.
Happens to me like every other week.
Right. Yeah.
How did you start to prioritize that?
So
how did you go about that?
This is what happened.
Yeah.
I, like everybody else, set basically a New Year's resolution, but for my life tragedy spin-around moment, this is going to be the time I pivot, right?
The redemption arc. Here we go.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
And so what happened, I was like, I'm going to start working out before school. So I started waking up at 4 every morning working out before school. Takes a shitty turn. I started doing my homework before anything else. Like, I was in check. My room was clean. Spotlight. Dude, like, I was taking care of shit. Like, I was like, I'm fucking back in business. And that lasted for about 5 or 6 days.
Shit.
And then we were back to square one again. And I did that off and on for a good couple months.
Yeah.
But what I had continued to do was I started to self-educate. So I started reading books and I started listening to podcasts, seminars, things of that nature, like on self-improvement.
Senior year of high school?
Yeah. And I became obsessed with that. And throughout these couple months, even when I wouldn't work out or do anything else, even if I was back at square one, I was still listening to a podcast, reading a book, doing something like that.
Religiously.
To just learn as much as I could. And what I had read, I don't know if I read it or heard it, doesn't matter. But the message I received was, your ego is the only reason why you can't build any habits. Because in the beginning of starting a habit, like here, take the New Year's resolution example, right? If you set a New Year's resolution and you don't stick to it, the reason is because your ego's too big. Because your ego's too big and your ego says, I'm too good to set the bar humbly low enough to do a habit that I can actually do. James Clear talks about it in his book called Atomic Habits. Great book. Shout out James Clear. Shout out Atomic Habits. He says when he has a client that's overweight and wants to start hitting the gym, he has the client for the first 2 months go to the gym, show up for 5 minutes, and leave.
I've heard this guy say that.
And he does it for a month straight. And it's not something you can go out in the streets and celebrate and tell everybody that you're doing because it's embarrassing that the bar is that fucking low.
Right.
But the truth is you're a human being, and you need to develop the habit of showing up first before you can get in the habit of, actually lifting the weights and then actually doing it 6 days a week and building upon it. And it sounds so corny and cliche, but when your ego's too big, it tells you, I can do more than this.
Yeah.
I can show up for more than 5 minutes and actually maintain that. And the answer was absolutely not. It was absolutely not. I couldn't keep my room clean. I couldn't go to the gym every day. I couldn't get my homework done. I couldn't do these things with my relationships. X, Y, Z, name it. I couldn't do those things. And everybody's like that. I'm not unique to this. I'm not, some loser that just can't maintain a habit. I needed to start at a place where I could actually maintain it. And so I had to track back. It was, okay, I'm not going to start going to the gym yet. I'm not going to start cleaning my room every day yet. What can I actually do? And I thought, okay, I can start making my bed every day. That's where I can actually start. And it sounds so cliche and corny and trite, but That's where I thought I could start. Ironically enough, I only lasted for about a week of actually making my bed every day. It's embarrassing to even say that story. So what could I actually do? Where I started for the first week.
Yeah, where did you start? Let's
hear
this.
Putting my pillow in the middle of my bed, like putting my pillow where it belongs, like a step below making my bed. And that was all I could actually do for the first couple of weeks.
And when was this? Was it still 2019 or was this 2020?
2018.
Oh, 2018.
Going into 2019.
Okay.
So my senior year of high school.
Yep.
And then, it's pretty much a snowball after that. I started making my bed after that. And that was a big step. Like my bed was made every single day and I didn't look back from there.
Still made to this day?
Every day. So my room's always clean. Like
nice.
If you ever walk in my room, my bed's always made. My room's always clean. Even if I'm late somewhere, I will sacrifice being late 9 times out of 10 so long as my bed is made and my room's clean. And I was never like this.
What do you think? Why do you think keeping such a clean room is such a important part?
I think do
you think setting some sort of discipline to start your day?
Well, because here's the thing: is this is how it works for me.
Okay.
I'm a little bit on the extreme end in terms of being cognitively oriented in a manner where everything's in its rightful spot in your mind. Like, I know what I'm doing to start my day. I know what's next. I'm regimented like that. That's just how I operate. Now, if you're more creative and you're more, I don't want to say introverted. I would like to, creative is probably the best word for it. If you're more on the creative end of the spectrum, which is not really me in terms of this sort of area of life, it's going to be a lot harder for you to make a schedule and stick to it. But when you have a disarray within your room, that creates chaos within your mind, because when things aren't in their spot, then it's going to... So here's a good example. James Clear also talks about this in his book, and it's the best instantiation of showing how this works in your mind and in real life. If every single night before you go to bed, you have your clothes laid out, you have your breakfast, what's going on in the first part of your day, it'll take you a quarter of the time to do the same things that you would have done if you hadn't planned. So if you have your clothes laid out, everything laid out the night before, all that decision fatigue is gone. All of it's gone. And all of a sudden you breeze through your morning and you could focus on the mindset you want to be in or whatever it is that you want to do.
Right.
You breeze through it. Why? Because it's organized. It's clear. Things are set in the places where they need to be. And if your room isn't clean, your mind isn't clean. If your room isn't in order, your mind isn't in order. There's no way. Because how are you supposed to be walking around, the best example I can give is Jordan Peterson talks about, how can you criticize the world if you can't even keep your room clean? Like, if you don't have the discipline, order aside, if you don't have the discipline to keep your room clean on every day, how can you make comments on, how to live a better life? How can you make comments on telling other people what they should do, or how America should be run politically if you can't even keep your room clean? I don't care about politics at all. And we talked about that before the podcast. Politics aside, how can you make judgment calls on anything if you don't even have the discipline to keep your room clean when you know it should be clean? Because it's hard to, it's easy to sit there and say, well, you should be doing this, you should be doing this, you should be doing this. Hard to execute. Very hard to execute. But once you're in a position where your room's clean, it does, again, 2 things. 1, it creates a certain level of strength of discipline so you can tack on more habits. But 2, it keeps your mind clean. When you enter a room, if you clean your room, everybody's had the room clean at least at some point.
I'm about to clean my room after this.
When you walk into your room and it's clean, how do you feel in comparison to when it's not?
Right.
Dude,
you feel confident and then,
you're good.
Yeah.
You're level-headed. Like take away this fancy explanation of it psychologically. Yeah. You're good. You're there.
Yeah.
Your focus is there.
Right.
Nothing's being pulled away. If your desk is completely cleared off and if you just your computer and your notepad and nothing else, you're locked in. There's nothing pulling away your focus. It's like all these notifications that pop up on your phone and you just swipe it and put it on Do Not Disturb. That's what cleaning your room does for your mind.
Question for you. Did one altercation of a person going up to you in a cafeteria really get you this motivated? Because we started from I was an asshole to this life Rocky like motivation. I need to better myself. Where did this come from? There's no way it was just a guy saying, "Dude, you're an asshole."
You know,
I know there was obviously some events that we sugarcoated.
I think that's.
But there's got to be something.
Again, okay. So here's the thing. It's not a one, facet answer.
Yeah,
there's many things that play into it.
You're an asshole to cleaning our room. No, I'm not saying it's bad. This is great. This is great.
No, 100%.
I just I'm trying to figure out.
So
where
when he had that conversation with me,
yeah,
that was a spark to a fire that took a very long time to ignite.
Gotcha.
And that fire finally got ignited when I had that conversation with my friend Yvonne, because that was the first time I'd actually taken responsibility for it.
Okay.
There it is. Excuse me.
No, you're good.
I think, because when shit hits the fan for people, that's usually when you decide that you want to get your shit together. And sometimes, it's different for different people, but it definitely hit me in that way. But I think honestly, the biggest thing is just my DNA. Like, I don't know what it is about me. I just want to turn everything into a competition. That's it. I just want to compete.
Do you think you're cocky?
Yeah. I think my
You think it's bad to be cocky?
Yeah.
You think it's bad?
Yeah.
Are you trying to work on that, or is that
Yeah.
something you?
Oh yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I've made tremendous strides, but I still have a long way to go. Yeah.
How do you think you make progress in that?
I
I think sometimes in life it's necessary to be cocky.
I think it just.
But
I think it depends on what you mean by cocky. Do you mean confident, or do you mean?
What do you? And obviously you're the life coach here, and we're gonna get into this. So, first of all, what do you think the difference between confidence and cockiness is in your eyes?
Confidence is quiet. Ego is loud. Cockiness, I put into ego, because cockiness, I in my definition, granted, I don't have a definition in front of me, so I could just be totally wrong on how we define the terms. Cockiness is, showing off.
Yeah,
it's peacocking. It's showing that you're confident rather than just being confident. Because when you're truly confident, you're quiet.
I also feel like confidence is earned.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course, and it's ironic because the only time you want to express how confident you are is when you're not confident.
Yeah.
When you're actually confident, you don't give a shit.
Right.
You don't give a shit. Like when you're super in shape, that's a bad one, because some people are actually in shape just because they're genetically blessed and they just sit there and have a six pack and they literally can eat like shit. And some kids are just like that,
right.
And then they'll flex on Instagram. But when like, what's a good example? Relationships is a good example. I talk about this all the time. If you're confident in yourself and you trust your partner, you don't care what they do.
Yeah.
You don't care what they do.
I've heard you talk about this before.
You just don't. Like, you don't have, like, if you talk to people who are truly confident in themselves, aren't insecure, and again, for some reason, this seems so controversial to people. You don't care if they go to a club or a bar or whatever. And ultimately, when I ask them, I'm like, okay, why do you care if your girlfriend's going out to a bar or a club or whatever? It comes down to either they're insecure or they don't trust their partner.
Let me think what my take on that is.
Yeah. Most people disagree, so I'm completely open to the conversation.
I think. This is good. Let me think. How can I play devil's advocate for?
Here's the other side of the coin as well.
Okay, yeah.
Go
ahead.
9 times out of 10, like in a majority of cases, women are only going to the club because they want to get the attention. Like, if they're in a relationship and have no interest in getting attention from other guys and not filling some sort of gap, they don't want to go to the club. It's really just not that fun when you're in a relationship. It's just not.
But if they just want to go out dancing?
That's a different story.
Okay.
But majority of the time, that's not the case, right? And so, that it's a good example for me. Because I'm in a relationship now.
Yeah.
When I'm single, I want to go to Elmer's every Thursday. Like, it sounds like so much fun. And the second I'm in a relationship and I'm off the market and I'm not hitting on other women, I don't want it.
Really?
This is another downfall of mine too, like the whole women thing.
I don't even want it when I'm single. Elmer's.
Elmer's is a bad example. Elmer's fucking sucks now.
Just I don't know. I feel like a part of my brain isn't lust for going out. I'm a boring guy. I'm simple.
That doesn't mean you're boring.
I'm a simpleton.
No, dude. That's maturity in my eyes. Regardless, this whole conversation started. Confidence is quiet, ego is loud, and I think maybe the relationship one's a bad example because it's too controversial. But that was interesting though. But let me know what you think if anyone has any thoughts on that. Yeah, and we can delve deeper into that in a second too. I mean, I'm down for whatever. Yeah. But to me, if you're being cocky, it's because you're filling some sort of gap, right? Like Mike Tyson talks about this all the time. When he was out there flexing, telling people he's gonna kill him, and like he's just like he's the man, he's the fucking everyone should be afraid of him. The reason why was because of how sad and deeply depressed he was.
Yeah,
and he talks about it openly. Like now he talks about he's like if he was truly confident at the time, which he was not at all, and you can if you don't believe me, go and listen to the man himself talk about it. The only reason why he was saying these kinds of things, being all crazy and acting like he was, the shit and he was God himself, was because he didn't have a good view on himself. And once he started having a good view of himself, even though that took over 40 years, it all stopped. Why? Because then he was confident. It wasn't the reverse. He didn't lose the confidence and now he's quiet. No, he was never confident. It doesn't matter if you're the best fighter in the world. It doesn't mean you're confident. Maybe you're confident in one aspect. Maybe you're confident going into a fight with somebody else. Doesn't mean you're a confident human being.
There's a couple things I wanted to bring up that we've gone over. Back to the whole humbling yourself and lowering the bar. So, a couple things. Well, or actually, a little bit before that. So, talk about how playing the victim every single time. You've definitely heard this saying, and just in case anyone ever hasn't, this is the saying that came to mind when you were talking about that. It's if you walk down the street and you meet a person and then you talk to them for a little bit and then you realize they're an asshole, that's one thing. But if you walk down the street, you keep walking and everyone you're talking to is an asshole, maybe you're the asshole.
Maybe you're the asshole, right?
It's a good saying. I
don't know, 100%.
Thought of that. And then the second thing is, so you're a smart guy. I don't know if you know what a naturopath is or if you've ever... Okay, let me break it down. Picture a nutritionist times like 5. They tell you what to eat. They get you on a workout regimen, or they can help you construct one. Whatever it is, they take your blood. They examine your blood test that you get. They'll see what you're lacking in your system, whatever. How to pretty much build a better version of yourself.
I think everyone should do that, but
it's very expensive.
It's worth it,
but it is worth it.
There's nothing better to invest in than
health. Right.
Fuck a stock if you're unhealthy.
Yeah, exactly. My cousin, technically like my third cousin, however you want to break it, family. We'll just put it that way. He's a naturopath, and he's helped many members of my family. He made my brother go from 300 pounds to 170 for boot camp. Unreal guy.
That's insane.
So he's like Captain America. Dude is like no body fat.
That's cool.
Eats he drinks like the purest milk on earth. Like the rawest milk. Like he's super healthy. Yeah. Guy's always smiling. Yeah. Seems like he has his life figured out. Dude's super young. Right. He's got his doctorate, whatever. Right, it's incredible. So I went to this guy because I felt just reminded me of the whole like trying to get your life in order type thing. And I've never really shared this too much on here, but might as well fuck it. So there came a point in like 2022 where I was looking in the mirror. I've always lacked confidence my whole life. Starting to change. But it's I just play the humble card, but I'm also been insecure for many different reasons, whether it's anxiety, whatever it is, doesn't matter. But this time I was looking in the mirror and I was looking at myself thinking, what the fuck am I doing? I need to really give myself, like I got to check myself. Right. Like I'm letting myself go. In high school, even when I was in my most healthy form for football, I still never saw it. Right. Whether I'm 190. 500 fucking pounds, I'm still fat in my mind.
Keep going.
Yeah. No, you're good. And I was, how do I say this? There just came to a point where I was like, all right, I need to see this guy. Yeah. Because I know I'm not going to act like I know the answers, whatever. Right. I know how to work out. Right. But I need to learn how to get back to working out. Right. I got to start from the beginning. Yeah. Go to this guy, get blood tests, whatever. And he checks my blood. He says I'm lacking this, this, and this. These areas are good. Check. Then he said, "Here's what you're gonna do. You're gonna start working out. You're gonna do this." Fine. 3 months later, this was during basketball season. We won the chip, by the way, so I'll take that. But basketball itself distracted me from this goal. I'm trying to get down to like 220. Right now, I'm around 265. But yeah, my goal was totally put off to the side. Yeah, I am winning a championship, sure. Like, I mean, at least I was doing something. It's not like I was sitting on my ass. Right. But in terms of the finite, strict regimen, totally pushed off to the side. Right. I texted him 3 weeks before our next visit. Actually, 2 weeks. I said, dude, I'm going to tell you right now, I fucked up. Yeah. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not going to act like I'm not gonna starve myself for these next 2 weeks. Like, oh, I'm doing great. Nah, I'm gonna tell you right now, I fucked up.
Yeah.
Here's why. I'm not gonna make excuses. I'm just letting you know. He said, you know what, man? I'm glad you told me. We're gonna get back into this and we're gonna figure this out. So, second visit. This is what I told him. I said, I don't know what your patients do, but I want you to make me sign something to hold me accountable. And we kind of made this contract, laid it all out.
Yeah.
So now there's little things I have to do. Like every Sunday, I have to send him pictures of like my body, just in my underwear.
Yeah.
Like progress pics, the whole fucking thing.
Yeah.
I have to do this, and this. Certain things I have to make up for, whatever. And another thing is that this is what he told me that really pissed me off. You want to talk about the competitive thing? If somebody tells me, unless it's like, you can't make the NBA, I'm like, all right, you're right. but like there's certain little, if it's a little thing that I think would be not too easy but not too hard, it'll piss me off if somebody tells me I can't do it. And what he said was, of all my clients, 90% lose motivation or give up in the ranges of 19 to 60. All of them do. Yeah. He goes, like they all keep coming back. Right. But in terms of who sticks to it and actually makes progress, for those that truly want it, about 10%.
Right.
I heard that number and it pissed me off. Right. That was a month and a half ago. Right. To this day, it pisses me off beyond belief. I said I would never be in that 90%. Ever. Right. And I texted him that the other day because I was working out. I had a great workout.
That's awesome.
And another thing is for people, man, even if you're out of shape, if you get a great workout in, I'm not talking an average workout, you will feel like you're a king or a queen. You will feel like you're the shit. Right. Because you're doing some hard shit. Yeah. So it feels like everything else is easy.
That's it.
So, dude, I texted him. I said, ever since you told me about the whole losing motivating this 10% thing, I said, I promise you, I don't care how long it takes, I'm not losing this war. Right. Because here's what took it to another level. Yeah. He goes, Mario, I'm going to break it to you like this. So picture you're the client and I'm him telling you, and you're just sitting there, and all you can do is just nod your head. Yeah. You can't say nothing because you haven't done anything.
Right, of course.
So I'm sitting there, and he's just giving me like these sound bites and just all this great advice. And here's what pissed me off even more. He goes, Mario, some people truly want it bad enough. He goes, but for the ones that don't, it's because they're losing to their current self. He said every day's a battle between your current self and your ideal self. He goes, when you look in the mirror and you see that person that you want to be, they're there. You just got to beat the person you are now to get there.
100%.
And I heard that. And little things like, so you want to talk about the 4 a.m. thing? Yeah. I'll say like 95% of the time.
Again, that only lasted for a week.
Yeah.
Just so we know.
No,
I didn't decide after shit hit the fan, I was going to go to 4 a.m. every day. I did it for 5 days. And
but it's still a great thing to do in terms of the concept of waking up early to work out, starting your day, getting the hard shit out the way. Right. I love it. Yeah. For the past month or so now, so my goal was also, because they say it's like 30 days to build a habit, if I'm not mistaken.
It depends on the habit.
Yeah. Around that range, maybe a little longer. Yeah. My goal is I want to get to that point where if I'm not working out, I will feel guilty. Yeah. I need to get there. Yeah. Whatever it takes. I've gotten there. I get the itch. Right. So we're making progress.
That's the magical moment of habits.
Yeah.
When you reach the tipping point of, it's no longer you pushing you push
it's no
yourself
longer a drag.
To go.
Genuinely, yeah.
If you don't do the habit, you feel that gap. It's not the opposite.
Yes. So little things when I set my alarm, and this is a genius thing that he told me, and I'm thinking to myself, why the hell didn't I think of this? Because I tell him it's so hard to wake up and just get up. Yeah. He goes, dude, just take your phone, put it on the other side of the room.
You have to get up.
When the alarm goes off, you got to get up.
Right. Yeah.
So simple.
You know what's funny is
so simple.
I learned that my freshman year of college. And because freshman year of college, this is about a year into my self-improvement journey. Mm-hmm. For like, Jesus Christ, it sounds so cliche. Whatever. That was about a year into it, and what I was fucking grinding. I was working like 5 days a week at the golf course, and I had classes in the morning until then. And so the only time I could actually hit the gym was 5 a.m. No shit. Yep. And so I would have to go to bed at 9:30 and wake up at like 4:30, and so that was just my sleep schedule. And for the first couple weeks, I was motivated. It was great. Beginning of the school year, new beginning, new me, yada, yada. And then I started to wean off, and I'd miss a couple days, and I missed a couple days. And I'm like, oh, fuck. Like, I'm falling off the wagon again. My phone's still across the room. I would get up, turn off my phone, bring it to my bed, and go back to bed.
Oh, wow.
It didn't matter. Like, I had gotten so used to it that I was like, oh, do the little drag and then walk back and go back to bed.
Right.
I was like, well, fuck, what do I do now? And I had heard from Tony Robbins the concept of burning the boats. And this is what permanently changed me forever.
All right, let's hear this.
What I learned to do, and it's so simple and anybody can do it. You can do it with anything. Money's the best way because money motivates everybody. What I started to do was burn the boats. So the night before I had to do anything, what I would do is at first it was just, I had to wake up early and be at the gym by 5.
Mm-hmm.
I would send my friend Alex $100 on Venmo. Shout out Alex. I would send him $100 on Venmo. And I would say, if you don't have a picture of me in the gym parking lot by 5 a.m., you're keeping the money. Here's the caveat. It has to be a motherfucker that will always hold you accountable. Because Alex knew this, and he started doing the same thing for me. Where he's like, dude, I need to get this business plan done, yada, yada, yada. If I don't send you this by the end of the night, you keep the money. I love Alex to death. I don't want to keep his money, so I would just donate it. Never once, of the hundreds of times that we've done this to one another, have we ever broken that pattern. Why?
Because who the fuck wants to lose their money?
Boats are burned.
Yeah.
Alarm clock goes off at 4:30. It doesn't matter anymore. If someone's sitting there with a match and a $100 bill, you're getting the fuck up. Whatever that number needs to be.
That's genius.
It shouldn't be $1. It shouldn't be $5. It should be something that hurts. Because if it hurts enough, you'll do it.
Yeah, I like that.
I'm telling you, bro, it fucking works wonders. It works wonders.
Abel, I doubt you're listening, but
the
you're not getting my money. I'll tell you that.
The big caveat is picking someone's gonna hold you accountable. If you have that motherfucker that's gonna be like, oh, you got it tomorrow, I'll send you your money back. No.
Yeah.
No.
Right.
There's a lot of people that would do that. It needs to be that hard ass. It needs to be that, find somebody that's super confident.
Is this an everyday thing or like a once? Is it like a weekly thing?
I do this whenever usually that was 2 years ago, 3 years ago, and I'm kind of at the point now where like most of my habits that I have, I'm not a fucking king by any stretch of the imagination. But most of the habits that I want, I generally get them done without any hassle. Mm-hmm. If I need to wake up at a certain time or whatever, I'm usually.
What
good.
time do you normally wake up now?
It depends.
Or how's your sleep?
It depends. Dude, the business has really thrown a wrench and all that.
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
It used to be, because we started the business.
What do you think the average person in college? How do you think their sleep should be?
I don't think I'm actually in a good spot to even give that sort of advice. Okay. I think that you need to focus on building habits that are going to make your life from a loser to a winner. Like, that's really it. Yeah. If you're not going to the gym every day and you're not keeping your room clean every day, fuck a sleep schedule. Like, none of that, don't try and put too much, unless sleep schedule is the first thing you want to get disciplined at. Then sure, go for it. Like, I'm not telling you what you need to do, when you need to do it, how you need to do it. I'm not even saying that you need to lift the same way I lift or exercise the same way I exercise or clean your room or make your bed. I'm just telling you what I do and why it works and why it works for so many people. Right. And chances are 9 times out of 10, if everybody's doing something and it's working brilliantly for them, you should probably be doing the same thing. But what the fuck was I getting at? What happens to Bill? Is that what I was gonna say?
Well, the start.
What time people should wake up?
Yep.
You should wake up. In the beginning, you should just find one habit to build. Like, don't if you don't have any habits, if you're starting at step 1, start with making your bed or something small as shit. Showing up to the gym for 5 minutes and leaving every day, or whatever it is. Something small as fuck. If you can celebrate the habit, you're not at a good starting spot. Your ego's too big. You're telling yourself you can do too much. This is where we started the whole podcast at. Yeah. Lower the bar to a point where you're not going to brag about it. If anything, you're embarrassed that people would even know that you have to put your pillow in the middle of your bed every day, and that's all you can do because you're miserable and wretched. Right. But we all are. We just don't want to admit it because we live in this world where it's a social media. Everybody's fluffed up, everybody's ass is out, everybody has implants. Like, it all trickles down into the fact that you're too embarrassed to tell people that all you can do is put your pillow in the middle of your bed. Yeah. But you can actually do it, and it's actually an improvement. Yeah. It's not too big for you. You know why? Because it's an improvement. And an improvement is better than no improvement. But here's the truth: is that people walk around like they're not going to die one day. Like the thing you're talking about, it's that your trainer said, it's a battle between yourself now and the self that you could be. That's the truth. That's what it is. Yeah. And people don't understand. Like, dude, you're going to be, God forbid I make it this far, I'm going to be 85, 90, maybe 100 years old. And I'm going to be sitting there, and I'm going to be finished. It's going to be over. And that's going to be it. And I'm going to look back on the shit that I did. Did I make an impact? Was I good to people? Did I do the things I wanted to do? Did I live a life that I'm going to look back and be like, damn, I'm proud of myself. I'm glad I did that. Are my kids going to look at me? Are the people I influence going to look at me and say, that inspires me to be a better human being? I'm glad Jason was around. He made a good impact in the world. Or not. And all that starts with making your bed.
True.
All that starts with taking care of yourself. Because there's no way in hell you're going to be able to take care of society, take care of a family, make a mark on the world that's actually be notable if you can't get your shit in check first. You fix yourself before you try and fix the world. And the ironic part is that none of it's going to matter in the end. So you may as well play the game to the best of your ability. And this is my whole thing on people, this happens all the time. It's just like a weird tangent, but people, I mad respect to you because you're doing the podcast. Dude, people are talking shit about your podcast. That's the truth. People are going to be talking shit about your podcast. People are going to be talking shit about every Instagram post you make. People are going to be talking shit about...
That's so funny to me.
It's the truth.
No, I mean, I don't care, but that's funny to me.
Right. Yeah, right.
Yeah, no, you're good.
We're in the same boat.
Yeah.
You're going to die one day.
Yeah.
You're more of a confident, extroverted dude, like, based on the way I can tell. You kind of seem like a homebody, but, like, you could talk to people, right? People who are more introverted that care about people's opinions more, it's a lot harder for them. They're way less likely to start podcasts or create content or do something or stretch their neck out there or pursue that job career or start that business because they're too afraid of what other people are going to think. But again, you're going to fucking die. Like, it sounds so corny because you probably hear it a million times.
And it doesn't feel real.
Sink, like, into that fact. Like, how do you feel about the fact that you're never going to be as good as you could be? Like, why doesn't, like, to me, why doesn't that inspire you to want to do something with yourself? That's what this whole thing was with my friend Yvonne when we had this conversation.
Wow.
He told me, dude, you sit here and you point the finger all the time. You never take responsibility. You never take action. You never try and make your own life better as a result of anything that ever happens to you ever. Now you have an opportunity to do that. Again, you're going to die one day. It's going to be all over one day. And I could either look back and say, this family stuff happened. It happened to me. This happened to me. I'm a victim. For sure. I'm a victim. I'm not going to say I wasn't. I'm not going to say everybody else isn't in their own aspects. But what are you doing about it? How are you going to feel about it when you're on your deathbed? Right. How are your kids going to feel about it? It's a choice, and that's where it all comes down to.
There's two things that I have heard or look at if I'm ever lacking motivation. One, I'm not going to say who it's by, because some people might find the guy controversial. I think you might know. I have an idea, possibly.
Got it.
Possibly.
Got it.
Find the guy. I think when it comes to men who are lacking confidence or whatever, at times can be great, just in terms of getting you off your ass and doing something with your life. But this guy said, your ancestors, he goes, not to sound corny, but your ancestors have worked their asses off to get to where they were for you to exist.
Right.
And you're just fucking sitting down, jerking off and eating potato chips all day.
Right.
They'd be fucking sick looking at you.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about that. And I'm like, well, I don't potato chip. Nah. No, but I was really thinking about it. I was like, holy shit, okay.
Yeah.
And then another thing. So TikTok, I think TikTok definitely has its pros and cons.
Of course.
Whatever side of the fence you want to be on.
Yeah.
I don't care. But I will say, there are a couple sound bites or a couple things I do find that I save and add to my camera roll. One of them was, oh my God, it really irks me to this day because I haven't, and I'll look at it if I'm lacking motivation because it makes me sick inside. Listen to this. So it's slideshow of one of those motivational type sound beats. You know what I'm saying? You know, you and Cal always got all the sounds on deck. But it was one of those type sounds, and it was a portal, and it was saying, imagine if you from the future came through the portal and you were looking at him, and the version of you now isn't that.
Right.
And he's pretty much saying, like, you can be me, you just gotta work for it. Right. And then it was swipe to the right. And then it's a guy like eating chips and just sitting on the couch staring at a blank TV, and it's saying, like, I'll do it tomorrow. Do it again. It's like, oh, I'll just do it next week. I'll do it in a month. I'll do it and it just keeps delaying itself, and it's like really fat, like cartoon characters. Yeah. And I'm looking at that and I'm like, I'll be fucking damned if that's me. Are you kidding me?
Right.
I don't know where it clicked.
Right.
And I hate sounding corny, but now there's little things. So I told this guy, my cousin, I go, look, if this plan somehow doesn't fucking work, and I'll be damned if I do it. If I do it, I do it. I said, I'll make a fitness page. Be like, oh, come along for my weight loss journey to hold myself accountable. I said, if
burn the boats.
If this fails,
right?
Which No, there's no plan B. It's only plan A. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I'm a big believer in that.
Yeah.
I'm a big believer in that.
Don't make a plan B because then you'll just,
Don't make a plan B because, first of all, fuck a plan B. Again, you're going to die.
Yeah.
What is it? Like, we walk around as if there's such thing as a safety net. Oh, get a safer job. Get, a job with benefits. Like, make sure you play the safe route because you want to make sure you have the safety net of money. Like, there's no safety net. Let me let you in a little secret. Everyone's dying. No one's making it out alive.
Right.
There's no such thing as a safety net because we all have a fucking expiration date.
Right.
That's it. That's the truth. There's no such thing as a safety net. It's funny because we all know that. It's not like we walk around thinking, well, maybe I'll be the first person that lives forever. You never think that.
Yeah.
You never say that because you know it's not true. But you don't act that way.
Right.
You don't act that way. And that's why you're in the position that you're in. It's not because you don't believe it. It's not because you think you're infinite. It's because you're not acting like you're finite. You're not acting that way.
Right.
And that's why you're scared to post on Instagram. That's why you're scared to go against what mom and dad say you should do. That's why you're scared to go against what your friends think you should do for your job or your career. That's why you're scared to start that business and not do. You're not acting on the things that you know you should be acting on. It's because you're acting like you're going to live forever.
Yeah.
You're acting that way.
Yeah.
You're not acting in the right manner. And that's why you're in the position that you're in.
Yeah. So, pretty much now, I have a private story on Snapchat and not every day.
Yeah.
Not every day, but there's days where I'll put on my story that I'm up at 5 a.m. And I want people to feel that even if I'm not as skinny as you, if I'm not as in shape as you, my ass is up before you. And just know that I'm working. When you wake up and you roll over and your pillow and you yawn and you look at your phone, I'm already sweating.
Yeah.
There's something about that I love.
Oh yeah.
The competition factor.
Oh, dude. I mean,
I mean, you want to talk about
bro. I mean,
waking up before the sun rises.
Here's the thing: right now we're talking to a select few people. Typically it's just competitive, stubborn dudes. Like that's who we're talking to. There are women out there that do it too. In terms of people that I've spoken to, when it comes to like me, if you hear about my day and you're like, that's it, I'm getting after it. Like you saying, that's it, I'm going to start cleaning my room, whatever. Like, it's a competitive drive that's just within you. It's just within you.
It's a beautiful thing.
It's a beautiful thing.
Trying to get everyone on the same page.
And and on a slight tangent, dude, like, I hate the fact that we're so obsessed as a society with trying to push, you should just feel good about yourself. You should just have this high level of self-esteem. You should just feel good about yourself because everybody's the same, and you should just have high confidence because you're a bad bitch. It's like, actually, maybe the reason why you're not confident is because you're not taking care of yourself. How are you going to be confident in your body if you haven't done anything to take care of your body? You haven't earned the right to be confident about that.
Yeah.
If you haven't taken care of your relationships, you don't have the right to be in a confident and secure relationship because you haven't put in the work that's necessary to get that. If you haven't put in the work to make a lot of money, why would you be confident in your finances? Like, all these things are so obvious, yet we act like they're not even there. Why are you going to be confident in any endeavor if you haven't done a lick of work to make yourself confident? That's one side of the coin. You don't even acknowledge the other side of the coin until you've acknowledged and acted upon that. So let's take weight loss, for example. I'm not a proponent of fat shaming at all. I'm not a proponent of shaming anything at all. But I am a proponent of being real.
Yeah.
If you're out of shape and you don't work out, you don't eat healthy, you don't take care of yourself, and you could take care of yourself, you don't deserve to be confident about your body. Can we agree on that? Great. If you start working out and you're starting to do things and you're still feeling very insecure, now what's the flip side of the coin? Now it's a matter of you need to stop comparing yourself to people besides yourself. You need to stop comparing yourself to anybody but who you were yesterday. Because if you are a better version of who you were a month ago and a year ago and the year before then that's great. If you're actually a better version of yourself, we'll take fitness. If you're actually in better shape than you were a year ago, then you shouldn't be comparing yourself. You shouldn't feel like shit about yourself. You shouldn't. And then it's a matter of stop comparing yourself to people. And the advice I always give is
it's you versus you.
Unfollow everybody.
I saw
on
that.
Every social media. It's the scariest thing because you're sitting there and you're like, oh fuck, I know what they're gonna say. Or you're probably and this is what I thought too. Everyone's gonna unfollow me back and I'll have low followers and that's gonna look embarrassing. Yeah. Or people are gonna say, this is what happens to me all the time. People call me a poser because they think, oh, you think you're too good for everybody, but you're just like us and you think that you're better than everybody and you're posting all this content, but you don't actually know anything about anything. Fair enough, maybe, but
yeah,
was I going with this?
You're on a roll. In terms of...
but if you unfollow everybody...
Yep, okay.
You're no longer going to be... Because here's what it is, especially with women. This is the fucking hugest thing with women. Anytime I talk to a woman who's not confident in herself, the first thing she needs to do is unfollow everybody, especially these fucking, like, Kim K. There's no reason you should be following Kim K. There are far and few reasons why you should be following her. Fuck, I don't even know what she posts. If you're following some model that just posts her ass on her Instagram, and it just looks amazing in every single post, and there's nothing you could ever fucking do, no drug you could take, no workout you can do, no food you could eat that's going to get you to look even remotely anything like her, and that's all you're seeing all day, what do you think it's doing to your mind?
Yeah.
Every single time you look at those posts, you feel like shit because you're coming from your own perspective.
Right.
You gotta stop putting yourself in that game.
Who taught you this concept of unfollowing everyone?
Nobody.
Something you learned?
Dude, I remember this is what happened. I'm not a fantastic soccer player. I'm not bad, but I'm good enough to play at a somewhat decent level. Mm-hmm. I'm not some D1. I'm going to fucking play at some. I'm not amazing.
Yeah.
Long story short.
Yeah.
And so, since I'm not an amazing soccer player, every time I saw these guys that I was friends with or distant friends with that I played at FSA with that are going and playing at these high-end colleges and are getting full rides, dude, I saw like 2 or 3 posts in a row in my senior year of high school of guys that are committing to like Providence College, guys that are these crazy colleges getting full rides because they're just disgusting. I'll never be as good as them. It doesn't matter what I do, no matter how hard I train. Mm-hmm. And I just felt like shit. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, why the fuck do I follow these guys? Why do I follow them? There's no reason for me to follow you. None. Literally zero. All I do is look at your posts, look at your ripped abs, look at your vacation in Cancun, look at the fact that you committed to this D1 school, and feel like a piece of garbage because I'm comparing who I am to this fluffed up version of you that I don't even know. You could be battling with anxiety, with depression. Your mom could have died. You could be in a horrible relationship. You could feel like you're the worst piece of garbage in your life. But I'm looking at your post that you committed to play for 4 years at Providence College, and now I feel like shit. I don't even know who the fuck you are. I don't. Unfollow. There's no reason.
Yeah.
And not for nothing, the second I unfollowed everybody, the addiction to Instagram disappeared in an instant. Just like that. Poof. Gone. Not addicted anymore. Why? Because I took myself out of the game. The only people I followed were I followed a Manchester United account to stay updated on my sports stats, whatever, and a couple of personal development accounts I like. David Goggins, Tony Robbins, Jay Shetty, Ed Milet, a couple of these guys that I like.
Yeah.
So every time I go on my feed, I'll look at a couple things, and guess what? I'm good. I don't even care anymore. Like, there's no reason for me to open my phone because I'll look at a couple posts and I'm like, okay, cool, whatever. But the second I throw myself in the game, I'm fucked, and this is why. And I talk about this with people all the time. Take the Kim K example, right?
Okay.
If you're a woman, and let's say you're an average woman, say you're a 7 out of 10. So you're not ugly by any means. You're a pretty good-looking girl, but you're not Kim K. You go on, you scroll through, you're looking at the Kardashians, you're looking at these hot, sexy models, and every single time you see them, you feel like garbage. You have this gut feeling like, fuck, I need to look like that. Fuck, look at her waist, look at her ass, look at her tits, look at her face. Like, look at these things that I could never attain. But then you see a girl that's a 5. Then you're fucked. Because you see the girl that's a 5, and you compare better than her. So you look at her, and you're like, even if you're not even if this is completely subconscious, this is why you're addicted to the game. Because you look at that post, and you're like, oh, I'm better than that. Oh, he's playing D3. I could play D2. I'm better looking than her, and that's when the game's fucked. Because in comparison to somebody else,
but even with comparison,
then
what
you
do
get
you
that
mean?
good feeling.
What do you mean by the game? Like in terms of posting on
the
your
game
own?
is just a hierarchy. That's what the game is, and it's a
Okay.
made-up hierarchy that you put in your own mind. So if I'm
Really?
if I see Kim K, I feel like garbage because in comparison to Kim K, I can never look like that.
Mm-hmm.
But then I see Shim K, and she's a 4 out of 10, and I feel great in comparison. That's that dopamine spike. That's where you feel that feeling of the real neurochemical is serotonin because it's a hierarchical. It's a hierarchical chemical that gets released in your brain when you think, oh, I'm better than this person. That's a chemical that gets released in your brain when you're up at 4 a.m. and nobody's up but you, and it's quiet and it's calm and no one's responding to any of your texts because they're not awake yet. That's serotonin because you're sitting there and you're like, I'm the fucking man, and you deserve to feel like the fucking man. In that instance, it's justified. When you're scrolling on Instagram and you think you're better than some random girl because you think you're hotter than her, it's keeping you addicted and it's throwing you in the
What
game.
percentage of people do you think this way?
I think everybody does. I mean, if you're gonna sit there and pretend like, if I put a gun in your head and said, "Do you think you're more attractive than this person?" You'd give the real answer right then and there on the spot. It would take you no time.
But is that the game, or is that just you giving an honest response?
That's an honest response. But when you're scrolling through to everyone's highlight reel, and your highlight reel is better than somebody else's, and it's worse than somebody else's, then you're in the game, because there is no better or worse. But when you post, like if you participate in this shit posting of, look at this photo of me that I tried to take 8 times that I think looks good this time, or look at this vacation. Like, you're not posting you eating breakfast on a Tuesday morning. Why?
You know, I always said that. I wish people treated Instagram that way, like it used to be treated.
Right, but it's never going to be that way because we're human beings.
Yeah.
Like, we're in the state of, like, you can't blame Instagram for that. Yeah. It's human nature to be that way.
It's the way society's formed.
You got to take yourself out of the game. It's really that simple.
You tell me if I'm still in the game or not. I, a year or 2 ago, I've hidden likes on Instagram, so I don't care how many likes the photo gets. I'll just look at them just to look at them.
I'd say it's a step in the right direction.
Including myself.
I
hide my likes from people, too.
Again, so here's what it is. You know, I think it's a step in the right direction. To me, it's, why are you posting? Why are you consuming other people's posts?
For me, in my case...
Yep.
I post for me, not for others, for me. Well, I mean, technically with the podcast, right. I guess for others, maybe.
Right.
Mainly for me, though, because I enjoy it.
Right. But why do you enjoy it? Like, why do you enjoy posting it? Like, I don't even know what you post. Like, what do you post on Instagram?
Oh, yeah. For me, I post when I release an episode.
Cool.
I post what I've been watching or I've seen recently. That's like a little trend I started.
Cool.
Last summer now. I post once a month, like showing all the shows and movies I've seen. Once in a while, maybe I'll do like photos that I kind of vibe with or mess with, but like I never sweated them.
That's the deadly part. That's the deadly part. Like, to me, because the other posts are, you know, it's like when you post something like that. Even me, like even when I post stuff like a podcast, one of the thoughts that I have is, how are other people going to perceive me when I post this?
Right.
You're in the game.
You think about that?
Oh yeah.
For me, I think the only thing I sweat is if I have any typos.
Okay, I mean that's fair too. But again, that's another thing of being perceived is in a certain way. People, you think that people are gonna look at you like you're stupid because you had a mistype or whatever.
Right.
The reality is if you're posting, you know, if you're not posting the real version of you, what you really look like, what you honestly are living like, and it's not just some fluffed up highlight reel, or you're not, you know, in my case, creating some content, then the reason why you're doing it, or at least a big part of the reason, undeniably, is because you want other people to perceive you at some level, whether you're more attractive, or you have more money, or you have more clout, or whatever it may be. Even if you're hiding the likes, that's a step in the right direction for sure, especially if you tend to get a lot of likes, and that gives you this, you know, this amazing feeling.
Yeah, I don't care. I made sure to humble myself in that aspect.
I mean, it's undeniable. It's because we all want to feel significant. We all want to feel unique.
Ego boost is crazy. If you see the like thing and you're looking at who's like,
you're thrown in the game.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Let me ask you this. You tell me if I'm still in the game or not. When the pandemic first happened, it was 2020 and it was April when things were really uncertain. People were scared. People were freaking out.
Right.
I think it's actually on Father's Day, so I want to say May or like June.
Okay.
And I made a post. This is true. It's still on my Instagram. You can go find it. I made a post, and I pretty much said, I kind of didn't share my life story, but I pretty much said, I hope everyone's doing well. I know times are uncertain. I know people are probably down in their luck. I just want to let people know. And I kind of went into a little backstory. In high school, I skipped my graduation. I was depressed. I was down on my luck, like really down.
Damn.
Like down, bad. I was uncertain as to what life had to offer. I was uncertain if I really had a future in this world.
Right.
Lots of things. Never gave up on myself. That's the big thing.
Right.
I was too, you know, I talk about the ego thing. I was like, I'm not gonna quit. I can't, for whatever reason. But like, I pretty much told everyone, I was like, look, I was down on my luck. I hated my life, but here I am.
Right.
And I know that I'm sure some of you might be feeling down and feeling bad because you're stuck inside, whatever it is, but like, we're going to get through this.
Right.
I made a little post like that.
Yeah.
As a true thing. You think that's real, or do you think that's to impress others?
No, that's real, bro. I mean, again, the question is why. Here's a good example. I think that's real. That's awesome. That's a fucking amazing use of the tool of using Instagram.
Yeah.
Here's a trap that I fell into. When I first started my TikTok 2 years ago.
TikTok's a big one.
When I first started my TikTok, the only reason I was posting because I can't say the only reason. The main reason why I was posting was because I wanted to give people some information that was changing my life, that had already changed my life tremendously.
Yeah.
Just telling people about what I've been doing, what I've been reading, who I've been listening to, and then eventually what I started doing was like, why don't I just clip up the people that I'm listening to and put them on my TikTok and see if people are resonating with it. Just like sure, you get likes, whatever, but it was just like, this is what I'm doing, and I'm just working. It's charity work. That's what it is. Like, I'm just volunteering to show you the content that I think is going to make your life better. That's it. Never, my idea wasn't, let me get paid by TikTok and get on the creator fund. I never imagined I was going to get to like 275,000 followers and hundreds of millions of views and comments and shares. Like, I never thought that was going to be the case. That's what it turned into. But when I had first started, that's what happened. This is the flip side of it. Once I got my first couple videos that hit, it was a couple videos about, the downside of young adolescents taking melatonin, because I was just like, oh shit, I didn't realize the data on this. Let me just post these couple videos because I think it's important for people to know. It was Andrew Huberman talking about melatonin. Those videos got like 7 million views in 2 days, both of them. And I was like, oh my God. And so then after that, I fell for it. I was in the game. What I started doing was I started posting a bunch of Andrew Huberman videos, not because I wanted people to be better. It was a side effect. People were getting better as a side effect. But I was posting because I wanted views. Because I was like, I had never had any sort of dopamine like that before.
Right. So as soon as the ego takes over.
You know how many people texted me after they saw that video? They were like, this is crazy. You're blowing up. You're going viral. This is fucking insane.
Yeah.
I grew like 20,000 followers in the span of a couple of days. Like, dude, my ego was off the fucking grid.
That happened to me. I was actually gaining traction on TikTok a year ago. Deleted all my videos. It was too much. Yeah. I said, you want to talk about falling for it?
Yeah.
I said, I don't give a shit if I get rid of all my likes.
Yeah.
I can't do this.
Right.
Deleted all my videos as I was starting to build, because I felt it. I know exactly what you're talking about. It can be dangerous.
So it's a mental shift.
Yeah,
and eventually,
for sure.
And I still fall for it sometimes, but now it's getting better.
Okay.
But again, this whole premise is, why are you posting? Why are you following? Why are you commenting?
So always keep these in mind. You would say
the question is why. Why are you following your friend? It's not because you give a shit about your friend. It's because you don't want your friend to perceive you in a certain way. If I give a fuck about you, you don't need me to like and comment and share your post.
That's true.
If you need me to like and comment and share on your post for you to know that I care about you, that's a you problem, not a me problem.
True.
If I care about you, I'm gonna text you, hey Mario, how you doing? I'll call you. We'll hop on a podcast.
Yeah.
We'll go get something for lunch. You don't need me to like your post of some fluffed up version of you for you to know that I care about you. And if you do need that, then you really need to take a look at your own insecurities, because it's never been a me problem.
That's true.
That's the truth. And it's so hard,
it is true.
Because there's 2 reasons. One, you don't want to feel insignificant, so you unfollow people and then you feel like you're out of the tribe. But 2 is you feel like you're out of the tribe. Like, when you unfollow everybody and you go against the grain of what everybody else is doing because you know it's what's best for you, people are going to look at you and they're going to judge you. And you have this biological wiring, because it's what kept you alive in caveman times, of you stick with the tribe. You don't go against the grain. You don't do what everybody else isn't doing. Every time you go out, you wear shoes. You do these things because you don't want to be out of the tribe, right? My point is just because people are going to, lower you on their version of their own hierarchy, or just because people are going to judge you, or just because people are going to say certain shit, or people aren't going to be friends with you anymore because you're doing these things, it doesn't mean you shouldn't do it.
I unfollowed a few hundred people in 2021.
Yeah.
When I went to Virginia to go see my brother when he was stationed over there. He's in the military. The amount of people that hit me up.
Oh my God,
it was bad.
It's crazy.
And I will say, some of them I did follow back because I felt bad,
right?
Because they baited me back into it. But there were some where I said, "Oh, didn't realize, my bad." But like totally did. But it's
that's because you're not abiding by the true philosophy.
Yeah,
that's the problem. And this is the thing that I ran into. When I went and unfollowed everyone on Instagram, I had my closest 5 friends left, and then just Tony Robbins, Ed Milet, a couple of these big guys.
Yep.
And then I'm sitting there, I'm like, this still is shit. I felt something was wrong. I was like, what's wrong with me right now? Why am I still following my best friends but nobody else? Like, I just made some internal click is what I made. I wasn't abiding by the philosophy. The philosophy is take yourself out of the fucking game. And my best friend Alex, I had, like, he was the last one there. It was Alex and then Tony Robbins and all these guys. Alex doesn't post shit that inspires me. Alex doesn't post anything that isn't going to just throw me back in the game. The only reason why I was still following Alex is because he's going to be the best man at my wedding. That's why I was following Alex. That's not a good reason to follow somebody on fucking Instagram. It's not. Even if they're going to be the best man at your wedding, it's not a good reason for you to follow them on Instagram.
Really?
If I give a fuck about Alex, I don't need to see his ass on Instagram. That's not what I need. That's not what he needs. That's not what I need. For him to know that I care about him and for me to know that he cares about me.
So you think it's just Instagram and social media just gives a false sense of, what would the word be?
Of reality.
Yeah.
Dude, like, you're not these fluffed up, like, pictures and selfies that you've taken 8 times over again. You're not these pictures of you in Cancun.
You're right.
You are who you are on a day-to-day basis.
I will say, for me personally, I treat Instagram more like it's a fun thing for me to just post because I want to. Not like I'm not looking to impress anybody.
I get that.
I'm not looking for any of that.
But you know, the reason why it's fun is typically more of a hindrance than it is a pro for your life. I mean, that's just the reality of it.
Well, but what if I'm not posting? I'm not disagreeing. I'm just trying to, like, find where I can make some common ground where I'm posting, but it's fine.
You know,
to me, I don't care if I went to because there's plenty of pictures I've taken with, like, friends at, like, the beach or I don't want to post it. I don't care for that.
Right.
I'm not posting to get highlights or to look like my life is perfect.
Right.
I always, especially on here, I stress to people my life is not perfect. I will never claim to be perfect.
Right.
I'm a mess, you know, but I'm trying to get better.
Right.
I'm making strides. But I would say for Instagram, I mean, it's how would I word it? But I want to believe that I'm not using it the way that you, because I'm on the same page as you.
Right.
Just a slight difference.
Right.
But, like, I know exactly what you're saying. Cause I tell people that all the time.
Right. Well,
I'm just trying to see.
Again, because again, the philosophy is why are you following people? Why are you commenting? Why are you liking, etc.? Why? WHY.
So what happens once? And I'm sure I know there's many benefits, obviously. But what happens when all that goes? Like, so would you say? Let's say if a guy, real quick, let's say if a guy finally does that, and let's say the one big thing he's worried about is, what if I'm on Tinder or, like, a girl tries to find me and, like, I have nothing, no pictures for her to look at, no nothing. Would you tell him, like?
What you realize
is there somebody for everybody?
What you realize is it just weeds out the people you actually care about. That's it. If this Tinder girl that you just met really cares about you, you'll find a way to get in contact with her. She doesn't need to follow you on Instagram. What if Instagram never existed? You'd find a way to get in contact with her. Instagram is nothing but a tool, and it's a tool that you should use. Instagram shouldn't be using you as a tool to get more eyeballs on their apps so that they make more money. That's not what should be happening, but that is what's happening. And until you decide to only follow people that are making your life a better place, you're always going to be stuck in the game. You're always going to be at least somewhat addicted. You're always going to find yourself tap, 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 and you're just, oh my God, how did I even end up on Instagram?
Do you think people have a reality check as soon as, or how do I say this? So let's say, okay, because I actually might do this.
Yeah.
Don't take offense to it. I'm just learning from the health guy. Nah, but so let's say unfollow everyone.
Yeah.
I get many people that hit me up, and I'm sure I'm going to lose many followers too.
Right.
It's like I'm starting over. But, like, I'm worried about me.
Yeah. Well,
but, like, I still care about everyone else. Yeah. I still care about you. Well, and like you said, like, I don't need to like your post.
All it's going to do is expose the people you actually want to be friends with. That's it. All it does is expose it. Am I any less of a friend with Alex than I was when I unfollowed him? Not even a little bit.
Right.
Not even a little bit. The people that I care about and love, I still talk to all the time.
Yeah.
I don't care what they're posting. Unless Alex starts posting shit that's updating me on how Manchester United's playing on a regular basis, or he's updating me or producing content on self-improvement, or something biological that's going to make me get into better shape, or something that's informational that I want to... Content is information that you're consuming. That's all it is.
So do you think it's the when it comes to it, just the thought of an overstimulation of highlights and nothing but life is peachy keen and I'm the best version of myself?
I don't even think it's that.
It becomes toxic.
Because here's the thing.
What is the main thing that you accomplish once you unfollow?
There's a lot of things. You're not addicted anymore. When you unfollow everybody on Instagram,
okay.
you will I don't care if you think you will, you
That
won't
would
be
be
addicted.
nice.
You won't be addicted. Reels is different. Reels gets you in a different way. Social media is really developing with that.
True.
TikTok really changed the game for that.
Yeah.
So Instagram Reels might keep you addicted to that. But in terms of your following, you're never going to be scrolling. I promise you, you won't be scrolling. If your philosophy is, I will only follow people that are posting content that's either A, informing me on something that I actually want to learn about, or B, is something that's good for my life. Whatever that means for you. If that's cooking videos because you love cooking, fuck it. Fuck it. Do it.
Did Cal do the same thing?
I don't know. I don't think so. But Cal and I have had this conversation, and he doesn't even care because like he would totally. We've had this conversation on the podcast.
Yeah.
He's stuck in what we're talking about right now. He doesn't want to be perceived in that way, and that's just a fault of his own. I have my own fair. Like it's easy for me to talk about the things that I'm strong at. You know, if you ask me certain questions about certain things, like I would get real like, I feel uncomfortable because I have many faults of my own. But this is one of Cal's. Like again, I'm not saying this because Cal's, you know, I'm better than Cal or whatever. I'm just saying this is just one of Cal's faults, and it was the fault of me forever too. I just am more of an extrovert, more of like confident, kind of just like out there. I don't give a fuck what you think. That's just more of my natural state. So it's a lot easier for someone like me, or it seems like someone like you, to just unfollow everybody, except for the people that you actually want to follow that are making your life better. It's harder for people who are more empathetic that value being liked a lot more highly than
I could, and I don't care if people would hit me up after.
Yeah. Well, dude,
don't,
Alex hit me up. All my best friends hit me up after I
Yeah.
unfollowed them. And guess what? I told him, I was like, listen, dude, I love you. I was like, if you start posting things that are actually informing me, that's great. I'm like, but whether you like it or not, when I see you, like, a good example is my friend Alex. Like, he's a lot taller than me. I'm short. I'm 5'8". Dude, like, that was a big insecurity of mine for a long time. Every time I'd see him and he would be in a post with somebody else and he's standing next to some of his other friends, or even if I'm not even in the picture,
Right.
all I'm thinking about is how much taller he is than me. What good does that serve me? I don't need to see you at your soccer game in Colombia. I don't need that. I don't need to see you at the beach. I don't need to see you posting a selfie. None of it matters. None of it matters at all. If I care about what you're doing on a day-to-day basis, I don't need to be updated by Instagram. I'll ask you how you're doing. I'll ask you what you're up to. Things that matter never leave. They never leave.
Right.
You know why? Because they matter. You don't need Instagram to show you what matters. You need Instagram because you're afraid of ripping off the Band-Aid of the judgment of other people, the fear of being kicked out of the tribe. But all this is a fear. It's not reality. All it does is clear up the truth of the people that give a shit about you and the people that you give a shit about. And even if, like, Alex is a good example. He's the perfect example because right away he was like, dude, what the fuck? Why'd you unfollow me? Then I explained it, and it was fine. It was fine. We'd never had the conversation again. It was just fine. He was like, oh, I got it. Okay, makes sense. That's it.
Wow.
If you're actually friends with somebody and you have the conversation with them, why would they care? They're not going to care. Why would they? You're their friend. They know you don't have shitty intentions, that you're just trying to seem more popular than them. Doesn't matter. Because not for nothing, within a couple weeks, you're going to lose a couple hundred followers. Like, that's just what's going to happen. But it's worth it. It's so worth it. And every time I go on Instagram, it is an education tool for me. No shit. Every time I go on Instagram, I learn something new. It feels amazing because I'm using Instagram as a tool. Instagram isn't using me. And that's the difference. But it's hard.
I'm gonna keep that in mind.
It's hard.
Obviously, it's not an easy overnight change.
It's a big jump, bro.
Yeah.
It's a big jump.
I'm gonna think about that. I will. I'm not even lying to
Again,
you.
it's the philosophy. If there's one thing to lean back on is why. Ask yourself why. Why do I follow this individual? For what?
Little segue. Talking about whys.
Yeah.
Why did you start the Jason Scalora podcast? What got you into that?
I just want to make the world a better place. And I think, you know, as this sounds a bit cocky. This is just truly what I believe.
Mm-hmm.
I soon, within 5 years, I'm going to be a big name and I'm going to have a fuck ton of money. Like, I know that to be true. I want to document that process. I've heard enough from Gary Vee, Alex Hormozy, Ed Milet, Tony Robbins to say, I wish that there was somebody else that had been documenting their journey. Everybody wishes that Jeff Bezos had vlogs or podcasts of him talking about how he was building Amazon. Do you know how valuable that would be? You know how valuable it would be for Tony Robbins to have his own documented personal development journey of when his mom and his dad were abusing him when he was younger and then being dirt poor and getting kicked out of his house at 16, all this crazy shit, and talking about how he overcame that and became one of the best life coaches in the world at 19 years old. If there were podcasts back then, you know how valuable that would be? It'd be invaluable for people. And I want to provide that for other people. I don't say that because I think I'm better than anybody else. I think that I say that because I think I'm gifted with the ability to communicate and the ability to break down life, combined with the fact that I'm so competitive and disciplined
and determined.
That why wouldn't I do this? Like, again, I'm gonna die one day. What else is there to do with my time?
What assures you that within 5 years you'll make it? Why not 10? Why the?
It might be 20.
Okay.
I just think
I just wanted to.
I'm basing it. Okay, so I believe life transforms exponentially. So this is linear.
Have you read The Secret?
I've not. I've
Really?
heard of it actually.
You seem like someone who's read it. I'm surprised you haven't.
No, I have not.
Just the process of how if you believe things or like the law of attraction.
Does Conor McGregor talk about that? I've heard the book.
I'm not sure, but I have it right. Do I have it right here? I should. It's probably in my backpack.
I've definitely heard it.
I could show you after, but it's kind of the principle of the law of attraction.
Right.
Just buying into the process, and if you're constantly like thinking about something, like one day I'm going to be wealthy, one day I'm going to be wealthy. Well, eventually, you'll do 100%. The things to attract.
Well, here's the thing: is I don't know for a fact if I'm going to get rich. I don't know for a fact that any of these amazing things are going to happen. What I do know for a fact is that I will never stop trying. Never. There's no off button for me, unless you kill me. That's it. I know that to be true. That's indisputable. And I know I have the skill sets in comparison to the people that I've spoken to, the people that I consume content from, that I have the necessary skill set. So that combined with the fact that there is no end game for me, there is no finish line, there is no, okay, I'm going to be complacent here. Those two things combined alone, I know that things are going to work out. And so I want to document that journey.
Whenever you post on Instagram, I notice this. Maybe not everyone notices. I see the process of what you do, where you keep the videos on the right and you have like the little things in the middle.
If you look, this is actually a side note for anybody that's a creator.
Yeah.
Do not be afraid to steal other people's ideas.
Yeah.
Do not, because it's not stealing. It's making everybody else's life better. Nobody wants to consume messy and unorganized content.
Well, I feel like your case is a little bit because you would call yourself a life coach, right?
I am. Yeah.
Yes.
I have clients.
So you have the way that you want to.
Right. Yeah. That came across like this is how it needs to be. That's not what I mean. Like even if you look at Gary Vee's page, it looks messy as shit, but it's amazing. It's great content.
It is.
What I'm saying is there was this is a much better way to word it. There was a way for me to make my content way better, and it was to keep my page in that organized fashion of reel, tweet, and then graphic. And so that's what I've been doing for a while. If you look at Jay Shetty's Instagram page, you're gonna be like, I literally, no shit, copied exactly what Jay Shetty does. He posts a reel, he posts a tweet, and then he posts something else. And that's how his page looks like. It's tweets down the middle. And it looks great. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm just gonna do that. And guess what? Other people like it too. It's crazy. A lot of people go out this, they think if you're going to be a content creator that you need to have your own unique spin, and it scares the shit out of you because you know how many creators are out there? So many. You know how many ideas are out there? Not that many. So in order for you to get to the spot where you want to go, you should just try and imitate people first, then find your own creative spin for sure. If you're literally just, parroting off what somebody else is saying, not a good idea. I'm still expressing my own ideas, but for anybody to suggest that you shouldn't be mimicking somebody else's style is just completely insane.
So I've talked with Cal and obviously how your podcast with him started and everything. So we don't need to talk about that.
Yeah.
But what I am curious is to how CJ Media started, the birth of CJ Media, and your ongoing process right now. And obviously you guys just covered the baseball championship win, which was fantastic. You guys are killing it.
Appreciate
but
it.
I want to know how that's been going.
So it started with the podcast. So Cal and I started our podcast about a year and a half ago probably, and that whole process started of just filming in his room, and then we got to the podcast room essential, and then things just kind of snowballed from there. And eventually, what we had to do was get better cameras because our camera angles weren't great. Your phone's really nice. Our phones at the time were not really you could see the quality pretty decently on your phone, but our quality of our podcast was just not it. And so we got better cameras, got better audio stuff, yada, yada.
Right.
And we're really just using it. I, at the time, was really just using it to just film podcasts. And Cal was doing some stuff for Rec, and he was editing some videos.
Yep.
And he's kind of started.
Shout out to the Rec, by the way.
Shout out Rec.
Gotta love it.
Gotta love the Rec. And he started editing videos for the Rec here and there. They're looking back on it now, most of them are kind of like dog videos. Like they're not that great, and
That's for your standards.
Right. True.
For the average consumer, they're great. I know what you mean though.
For Cal at that time, amazing.
Yeah.
For me 6 months ago, that would have been amazing. Like, but we decided we're like, we have the tools for the podcast. We really enjoy the process of editing. Cal was already a couple months deep into learning the whole editing process.
Mm-hmm.
We're like, why don't we just try and start a business? Because we knew for sure that we weren't interested in working for anybody else. It just wasn't what we were going to do. And so we decided, we're like, dude, let's just fucking start a business. And we were figuring out, like, hey, what should we do? Do we like videography? We like this. We like that. And we're like, dude, we could totally kill videography. And the one thing that we have in common is our passion for sports and competitive drives. So we're like, fuck it, let's start filming sports. And that was in December. And so we went to...
How did you get in contact with the higher ups at CCSU, or at least to get permission?
So Cal's... Did
you guys go on the bus together with the baseball team, or did you have to drive there?
We drove there. So this past weekend we drove there ourselves. I'm actually... I just found out this morning. They're flying me out tomorrow with them to South Carolina for the NCAA tournament. So
they're paying for your trip?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
So
Good for you.
I'm going there tomorrow. I'm fucking excited.
Fun team.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They're fucking
cool
good
guys.
too. They're really good. They're really good guys.
Yeah.
But yeah, in December, Cal and I decided we were going to go talk to the athletic director at Central, and we just started filming for free at basketball games, and then things just kind of snowballed from there. But where it birthed from was we don't want to work for other people. We want to work for ourselves. We want to build a massive amount of wealth. Me more so than Cal, but we both want to build a massive amount of wealth, and we both want to be free. Like, it's really that simple. And in the process, we want to be fulfilled and do something we love. And this kind of cultivated into CJ Media, which sounds weird to even say that I'm a fucking business owner now.
That sounds fantastic. I will say that.
Yeah.
And I will tell you this. If at some point you choose to expand your team, give me a call.
We are expanding the team.
Give me a call.
We will be expanding the team.
So. No, I'm serious.
Oh, I'm fucking
serious. I'm like, this is our interview.
All right, cool.
What's up?
You're hired. You're hired.
But no bullshit though. Like, if you actually wanted a person, especially
we will be expanding.
Because I know, I will tell you, I truly believe what you guys are doing.
Yeah.
And just from an objective lens, if you can get to a point where you can be one of the guys who are on the sideline and you can film up close and personal with the players, dog. Yeah. If you need someone that can just, no bullshit, go up to any of the players and get like a genuine soundbite out of them, throw me in the fire.
Oh my God. It's good to know.
Fucking first baseman for
know.
the fucking New York Mets, Pete Alonso.
Yeah.
I can go up to him and be like, what's up? Hey, Polar P, how you doing? Yeah. And then I'll be like, so what the fuck you eat this morning? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, obviously,
dude,
I swear. But I will say, like, what you guys are doing, like, I know it's inevitable.
Yeah.
And I don't have the fucking money to invest into this stock that I believe.
Yeah.
But, like, on everything. Or, it doesn't even need to be for you guys.
Right.
But I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to be a fucking leech.
Right.
For you and no, like, if you somehow make connections along the way,
yeah.
obviously I'm going to keep doing this and doing whatever it is to better myself. But, like, you guys are the fucking best. Appreciate Cal, love him to death.
Yeah.
That guy, like, you were talking about this earlier. Oh, yeah. There's certain people in this world where they drive you to be a better person. And I think that's a great thing. I don't think it's a good thing if you sit in a room and you think to yourself, I'm the best in the room.
Oh my God. This is the thing I love,
like, when I look at you and Cal, I genuinely get motivated. Right now, I'm ready to run through a fucking brick wall. Like, I'm ready to make my fucking bed. I'm about to follow everybody. Get the fuck out of my... Like, I'm ready. That's like, let's go.
Well, if you spend time around people that you consider your friends, and you spend time around them, and there's never any aspect of their life that makes you feel inadequate, you're not hanging around the right people.
Yeah.
You just aren't. Like, you should be hanging around people that make you feel inadequate. I'm not saying you should hate yourself, you should throw yourself a pity party or think that you're the worst thing ever, but you should feel, like you just said, inspired to do more, to be better. I wish there was a different way to say it, but if you are spending enough time with people that don't inspire you to be a better human in terms of any area of life, whether it's your career, your finances, your spirituality, whatever it is, if they do not inspire you to want to get better and be more than you are now, you're not hanging around the right people. You just aren't.
Right.
Because if they are the right people, they're going to uplift you. They're not going to make you feel like you can just sit where you're at and be complacent for the rest of your life. And that's the true beauty of somebody being your real friend.
So, as you've gone on this journey with Cal, and you guys have just... Because for the average... Because when I look at myself, I have friends that are telling me all the time, like, oh, how's the podcast, how's this and that.
Right.
I think you and Cal market yourselves like geniuses, and I know that. And I'm not. I've listened to enough soundbites of you, so I'm not gonna give you the bullshit of the I don't have time thing. I'm not gonna give you that.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna give you that because I know you're gonna rip me a new one.
Yeah.
I do have time.
Yeah.
I have time to make soundbites.
Yeah,
I have time to do my research and learn certain things.
Yeah.
If I'm being honest, I just don't. I don't even know if use the term "have energy" is the right word.
Yeah.
Because here's what I told myself.
Yeah.
I said I feel like I don't have a purpose in this world.
Yeah.
I need to do something.
Okay.
I knew one thing. This was back in like 2019.
Yeah.
I knew that I love listening to podcasts. Why not start one?
Right.
I love talking to people.
Mm-hmm.
I love getting to learn people and their stories.
Yep.
Let's go from there.
Right.
As soon as it starts to feel like work, I'm done.
See, that's where I think we disagree.
But at the same time, I don't want to use the word done.
Yeah.
I'm going to back off a little bit. But I want it to be a slow progression.
Okay.
You, obviously, you're super competitive, and I'm sure that when you get the podcast going, you're like, we need the sound bites.
Yeah.
I'm going to remember this timestamp.
I'm not a slow progression guy.
No, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
That's a great thing.
It depends.
You and I are clearly in two different worlds. Eventually, I would love to get.
I wouldn't even say that. Because and Alex Hormozy talks about this all the time. Shout out Alex Hormozy. His content's fucking amazing, especially if you're trying to get into business.
Right.
A lot of people that are super competitive, they don't have something that you don't have. They lack something that you have, which is an off switch. Like, to me, again, it's so highly praised that I almost hate talking about it because it sounds like I'm saying this for ego reasons, when in reality, I'm actually saying it because it seems, like, hypothetically, it seems nice to have an off switch of just, like, you can just chill.
Yeah.
I have no fucking chill. I just have no chill. Like, I can't relax. Like, there's just something inside of me that just, there is no off switch. I don't have one. It's probably a good thing to have one.
When do you think do you think you've always been that way?
I've always been that way.
Really?
I've always been that way.
It's a good thing.
I'm
sure it's a double-edged sword. Do you think it's a double-edged sword?
Of course it is.
Yeah.
Do you know?
What do you think the negatives for you are?
I mean, here's a perfect example. I haven't seen my girlfriend in over a week and a half. And I'm not going to see, I'm leaving for South Carolina tomorrow. Like, dude, Cal and I worked 12-hour workday, 10-hour workday, 12-hour workday. The past 3 days.
When you say workday for you, is that just editing and chopping shit up, or?
No, I mean, we traveled to New York. We filmed for a couple hours. We did a couple interviews. We left. Like, dude, we went, like, a good example. Saturday, they were playing. They played a game. We went in the car. I banged out a quick video that they posted on the baseball Instagram. I run back into the stadium. We film another game. Like, it's not like you're just kind of sitting like this. Like, it's not, it's not hard work, but you're working.
I see you guys moving around.
You're working.
Like, I saw you guys at the basketball games, yeah.
And you're fucking, and you're focused the whole time. Like, it's work for sure. It doesn't feel as much like work because it's Cal and I actually fucking love it.
Yeah.
But, it's work.
At what point, or how are you going to find ways to? Obviously, it's down the line and it's an eventual growth process. How do you think you're eventually going to?
This is where I feel uncomfortable. So this is my downfall for sure.
Okay.
I'm too scared to. I'm too afraid of knocking on this door because I feel like. Oh, you can see I'm just fucking tense right now too.
Say it.
I feel like I just feel like if I try and find myself, if I try and allow myself to be more at peace, then it's gonna ruin this drive for me, and then I'm not gonna achieve these goals. And I know, even saying that out loud, I know, like, I'm just thinking about what Cal would say because I know it's the truth.
Yeah.
Is he would tell me, he's like, yeah, you wouldn't reach those goals, but like, what do those goals even mean? Like, what's the how are you defining your life?
What if these driving factors push you to something else? Like, what if this? All of a sudden, ESPN just sees you like, yeah, we want you to work for us.
Right.
And you're like, I don't want to work for anybody, but holy shit, I can work for ESPN.
Right. Yeah.
But does your pride of not wanting to work for somebody really outweigh getting to work for a place like ESPN and fucking, we'll send you first, you get a pass, we're going to send you to the New York Giants game to film a primetime game.
Yeah. This specific example, that is the exact philosophy I'm talking about. So like, that's spot on.
Yeah,
I think with this specific example though, with our business, the reason why I don't ever plan on us being some subcontractor for some other business and working for somebody else is because of our mission. What you're going to see over the next 6 months to a year is once Cal and I start hiring people, you're going to be like, oh my God, these videographers are the best people I've ever met. And Cal and I talk about this on a regular basis. Our business is going to be built, and it's being built on the fact that we're being good people and we over-deliver. And that's what it is. When we go and we film for you, like Central had they faced Sacred Heart and they played Wagner, I'm in the car sweating my ass off editing a video for them that they're not even paying me to do, just so they could put it out and say, just beat Sacred Heart, check us out, next game at 4 o'clock.
There you go.
And then we posted it.
Yeah.
And that's just us over-delivering. And in the process, every time we see the players, every time we see the coaches, every time we're with the athletic directors, even if we're in a shitty mood, even if Cal and I just had a hard conversation, even if we're not feeling great, even if we're tired and we're sweating and we're hungry, yada, yada, we are treating everybody amazingly. Amazingly. And that's going to be our standard for CJ Media. I feel like if I can, like...
So how did the name come up with? How did you come up with the name? C for Cal,
Jason, and we make media. There's no...
Just obviously, yeah. Just want to see. You never know.
That was a business decision. That wasn't like a personal decision.
Yeah.
Just because, if you look at... we want our company name and our logo to be things that are sleek, simple, and easy to remember.
Yeah.
And that's just because that's a smart move business-wise.
Right.
Like, you look at any big company, like, their logo, their name. It's not complicated,
Yeah.
So, like, Amazon, Nike, Adidas.
So when you say expanding, like, where do you envision this getting to? Like, at what point?
So where we're at now,
What's the outlook?
Is we're reaching the breaking point of where we have too many gigs, and so here's our 5 to 10 to 15 year plan right now, as far as we can tell. Within the next couple years, what we're gonna do is we're gonna flip from being videographers and editors that do everything ourselves to being management. So we will. Eventually, so let's say in 6 months, we have too many gigs. We've reached a point where even if we're working 12-hour work
send people out. Yeah.
We need to hire other people because we just have too many gigs.
Mm-hmm.
So we hire the people.
How do you make money to hire the people? Or is it more, we'll make a team and then just hopefully they buy into the mission, we'll all make money at some point?
Well, what we're going to do is we're going to hire high-value freelance people, essentially. People that are videographers that would like to do the gig. And so let's say we would charge, let's say a basketball team comes to us, say, hey, can you film for us? Cal and I are busy. We can't go film. We're going to have our guy, Jerry, go out.
Yep.
And Jerry goes and he films. We charge the basketball team $1,000 for the gig and for the editing. Jerry makes $900, and Cal and I make $100 off that gig, which is no work, besides the management.
Shit, dude.
Right. And so
I like that.
We find the gigs. The gigs come across to us because we're building ourselves as a brand, and we hire people, and we give other people the opportunity to go and make $900.
Is there a way that you think that you can get your joint podcast to also work with CJ Media in a way where it's like CJ Media is a sponsor for you? You know what I'm saying? Is there a way where are they two separate entities?
I mean, it's
Does that
all
make
in one.
sense? I don't want to make sure I'm sounding like
sort
a
of. And I talked about this with a couple guys that own their own businesses, and they say, you need to make sure you are the business,
right?
Because I'm not trying to hide behind anything. I want everybody. It's even in my bio. Like I want people to know who I am, what my values are, and who I am as a person,
right?
Before going into business with me, because I think, the number one reason why Cal and I are exploding so quickly with our business right now is because every single time we go and we talk to somebody, we're good to people. We're really good to people. And I want that to be clear on my social media. I want that to be clear with every time I have a conversation with anybody. I want it to be clear on my podcast. I want it to be clear right now when I'm talking to you.
Yeah.
And so long as that continues to happen and I continue to at least try my best to be the best I can possibly be, people are going to want to do business with me. And so
plus
I think
it's treat others the way they want to be treated, and then you get just the world works in mysterious ways.
Karma's practical.
Yeah,
Karma's so practical.
There you go.
Yeah. So I do believe that, if you're going to start a business, shit.
No, you're good. Obviously, you want to make sure you got your angles. There you go. No, you're good.
I think, I think if anybody's looking to start a business, they need to make sure that they're approaching it from a realistic and tactical perspective of, it's me. Like, I'm the person that they're going to speak to. I'm the person that's doing the business. It's not just videography service. If you want to make a fucking killing, and this isn't from me because I haven't made a killing, you go and go listen to Alex Hormozy, go listen to Gary Vee, go listen to extremely wealthy business owners, and they're gonna. I'm just spitting their information at you with this. This does not come from a perspective of knowing.
I hear you. You're good.
If you want to make a fuck ton of money in business, you go and you provide insane amounts of value to somebody, to the point where they look at you and they say, "I'm not paying you enough for this," or "I didn't ask for this. This is too much." Like, it's almost like they sit there and they feel indebted to you. Like, "Oh my God, you're doing too much."
Yeah.
As well as being the nicest possible human being that they have ever interacted with. You'll make a fucking killing so long as you're providing that value.
So, you say that you want to make the world a better place. How did that happen? You just woke up one day and you were
I wish that high school me had me right now. That's why.
Like as a bigger brother or
somebody to learn from, because
tutor. Yeah.
I had never had anybody come across my page or on my Instagram, or no one had ever sent anybody like me to me when I was younger. And I could have used that. Like, I could have started way, way, way earlier.
Right.
When I talk to younger kids, and I've given a couple speeches at Wethersfield High School.
Have you really?
Yeah.
Nice.
It's just for a small group.
Yeah.
But, when I go and talk to them, it's infinitely fulfilling. And the kids come up to me after and they talk to me and they're like, oh my gosh, like, this was so helpful. I really appreciate this. Like, this has been so nice. Like, I'm going to do this and this and this. And then I go back a couple months later and a guy reaches out to me. He's like, dude, like, my son's been doing so much better after you guys just had that one conversation.
Nice.
I'm like, oh my God. And you could do that in the form of content.
Yeah.
It's the easiest way to do it. You post once, anybody can see it. And I wish I had somebody like that for me when I was younger, because it would have saved me years and years of struggle, and it would have helped me, reach the point to where I am now way earlier. And then, that even compound on that, if I had somebody that was, pushing this content that I'm pushing out now.
Do you charge people to give them advice? I'm not saying it's a bad thing, like, because you're a life coach.
What, my coaching clients?
Do you actually
have? Yeah, I have clients.
How does that work? Like, go into talk to the people a little bit about how or how like a normal
coaching clients is different than videography. So with my videography business, with Cal and I's videography business, we reach out to a lot of people to try and get gigs because it's a videography business. We got to pursue that. We got to pursue clients. I am not a fan of that when it comes to anything that has to do anything like psychological or therapeutic.
Mm-hmm.
If we're gonna do a coaching session, you need to come to me. Why? Because there is no helping somebody
if they can't help themselves.
If they don't want the help.
There you go.
If you come to me and say, Jason, I want help, immediately the prerequisite to you even saying that sentence is you have a problem, you admit there's a problem, and you know that you want to make things better. Without that, there is no life coach. I don't give a fuck if you go to Tony Robbins. If you don't want to get better, you will never get better. There is no ifs, ands, buts, or maybes. If you do not absolutely know that you want to make a change, there is nothing that can help you. No person, no drug, nothing. If you do not want to get better. And so I leave that thing in my bio on my Instagram of DM for coaching services so that people can see that I actually do the coaching. But if you don't DM me, I'm not DMing you. I'm not going through my likes and saying, hey, are you looking for anybody to coach you? Because that's just not how it works. If you want the help, you ask for the help. If we have a conversation and one thing leads to another and you're like, you know what, I think I should get coaching, great. But it's still you asking for the coaching. It's never me calling you being like, hey, are you looking for a life coach? It just sounds funny even saying that because that's just not how it works.
Right.
If you want to get better, you will ask for the help. And so a prerequisite to any therapeutic relationship is they come to you because they want to change. And if they don't want to change, they won't come to you. So there's no reason for me to reach out to other people.
So rather than DMs, obviously, now that you're here, food for thought. So my main goal as of right now in life is to finish college. I have one more semester.
Yep.
And you just graduated, right?
Correct.
Salud. You going for your master's?
Cheers. No.
You done?
Absolutely not.
So you're just going to chill out and
business, bro,
and obviously work on
business, bro.
So what are you also doing in order to? Are you Essential paying you guys to record these videos?
We can't say anything yet.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Under the wraps, I like that.
Yeah.
But you're finding ways to make money.
Yeah.
Obviously, you also have your life coaching thing.
Correct.
So that's good. Good for you.
Appreciate it, though.
So, and obviously, life is a marathon. Everyone goes at their own pace. So you don't want to compare yourself to others, and that's not what I'm doing here at all.
Correct.
I'm inspired to the moon and back right now.
I appreciate that.
But let me ask you this. So, if I were to, and real quick, I can't stress this enough. My main goal as of right now in life is my health.
Right.
And I feel that if I get my health in check, everything else will fall in line. Whether it's girls, whatever it is. I'm not worried about any of that shit.
Yeah.
I know everything will take care of itself.
Right.
And I'll feel better. When I feel better, I want to do more.
Right.
And I'm already there right now. And obviously I have this going, whatever.
Right.
If I'm someone that goes to you and I say, Jason, how do I find ways? And I feel that I'm better now than compared to when I first started.
Right.
For sure.
Mm-hmm.
But if I ask you, Jason, how do I get better in this podcast game? What would you tell me? How do we lay this out? How do we make the Fudge effect expand and grow?
You post an obsessive amount of content, of short form content, on all social media platforms.
Yeah.
You post 4 times a day on TikTok. You post 3 reels a day on Instagram. You have those same reels you post into Facebook. You go heavy on YouTube Shorts, and you go all fucking in on that. And you post every single clip as many times as you can, and you make it as contextual as possible to each of those individual platforms.
What do you mean by discontextual?
So here's a good example. If you look at, and I'm not even at that level. I'm just telling you the advice that I'm spitting straight from Gary Vee. Like, again, I'm more of a.
He's great.
He's
the best.
Fantastic. A lot. And again, this is a side note too. I would say about 50-50 the things I talk about. Half of them are coming from my experience. Half of them are coming from my obsession of just learning from other people. Mm-hmm. So just
fair.
you aware. Talking about keeping it contextual. I'll post the same exact reel every day on YouTube Shorts and on TikTok, and it's the same exact video, but the caption is vastly different.
Really?
Yeah, it's so different. So here, I can give you an example.
Yeah, show me.
Just because
Wi-Fi if you need it, by the way. Unless
totally good.
You got it.
Actually, I'm on SOS right now, so I might need it.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, but you can keep saying what you have to say.
Yeah, so on if on TikTok, what could be a caption? It's just I'll just show you because I feel like I can't. It's hard to give an example without having an example.
Right.
But that's very minor stuff, and I also think that that's something that people get caught up with a lot. Is thank you. Mm-hmm. Especially with content, people get really caught up in the small stuff. What time do I post? What do I caption? Do I use this filter? It's like, motherfucker, start posting 4 times a day, and then I'll tell you. Like, if you don't post 4 times a day every single day for 6 months straight, don't ask me that question. Just don't, because the only thing that matters is posting that much. Quantity of content is far more important than the quality. Far more important. My most viral video of me on TikTok was literally Cal's iPhone 6. I looked like a Minecraft character in terms of the quality of the video. It was awful.
Yeah. And
it was of that podcast in his room. It got like 3 million views. It was awful. There were no captions. It looked like shit. But I'm just using it as a testament of that was because I was posting literally 5 times a day every single day, and that was.
Do you think that's a healthy or an unhealthy obsession? Because that has to do with social media in the game.
I think.
I'm just asking.
No, 100%.
Just trying to learn.
No, I think the way that I look at it is that it doesn't matter what I do, something's going to capture my obsession. I am an obsessed person.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. I'm just too competitive to not be. If literally all I had was a basketball and a hoop and nothing else to life except for food and water and shelter, I would become insane. I wouldn't be Michael Jordan just because of genetics, but I would just do it all day.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't matter where you put me. If you put me in a forest with an axe and nothing else to do but chop down trees, I'm gonna chop down every fucking tree until they're all stubs. Like, I'm just wired that way.
Yeah.
It's just the way I am. There's nothing I could do about it. Like, I just feel that way about everything.
So if I ask you, Jason, the dream one day would be if I was able to afford and have my own studio. Mm-hmm. Let's say I become like a Barstool type thing. Cool. The Fudge effect becomes Barstool, right? Obviously not Barstool, but it's like that. I'm El Presidente. I have.
This is your vision.
I have a whole. Whoever said that?
I can see the way you're talking about
this.
Just
food for thought. I'm El Presidente, right? I have a whole team. I have a bunch of people.
Yeah.
Studio, whatever.
Yeah.
I have this podcast, and I'm able to interview any celebrity I want.
Right.
And have access to a fuck ton of celebrity and a bunch of different just outlets of personas, whatever.
Right.
And on top of that, I was also doing skits, funny ass videos.
Right.
I have this whole thing going on. Aside from posting obsessively, how do you get to that point? How do you network? What? So if you were looking at me objectively, I know you said you've seen a couple of my videos.
Yep.
What do you think? And be completely blunt, honest. And obviously,
every single time you interview
that I'm
someone,
yeah.
At the end of that, you get 3 of their contacts. You get the 3 most famous contacts that you could possibly get.
Oh.
Every single time you talk to anybody.
Why the fuck am I not doing that?
You should be doing that.
What the fuck is wrong with me? I've had so many D1 athletes on here.
Reach out to them again.
Yeah.
Text them.
I will.
That's
Good
the
idea.
way to do it. The number one thing that I would say.
Good idea.
Here's the top 3 things.
Sheesh.
But the number one thing has got to be
now.
is yeah, write that down.
Yeah, I'm doing that.
Write that down.
Yeah. Keep going. I'm sorry.
No, because I'm talking to you directly. So,
yeah. Right.
You know, the number one thing that that immediately comes to my mind is you have to be obsessed with your craft.
Right.
You have to become the best interviewer anybody has ever spoken to ever.
Yeah.
Like any time, and you're doing a hell of a job now. Like honestly.
No. Don't say that. That's not true.
It feels that way. Like it feels that way. And I've done a lot of fucking podcasts with people interviewing me questions. Like you're doing a hell of a job. Like I mean that.
I have nothing written down, by the way.
That's good.
Hope you know that.
Well, that's fine.
No.
I think I also think the preparation you should do before a podcast is just learning as much as you can about that person.
Yep.
And then going into it in a free flow conversation.
When it's athletes, I definitely do my research. For people like you, I've seen, dude, your video. Fucking listened to it like 2 times with what's his name, David Meltzer.
Dave Meltzer, yeah.
Dude, I follow that guy now.
Yeah, he's good.
Fucking beast.
He's dope. He's a beast.
Dude, I cannot believe you got into contact with that guy.
Yeah.
How the hell did that even happen?
He reached out to me actually.
What?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, he reached
out to you?
Yeah.
Really? Because it seemed like.
Yeah, because my TikTok was insane at that point. Because this was like.
Was it of a soundbite of him or was it of you?
It was just my own stuff.
Wow.
And so
that's incredible.
He was like, "Hey, can you start like would you mind?" Because he saw that I was clipping up other people as well as myself. He was like, "Hey, would you mind like." I don't know how much I'm allowed to say this. Basically, they wanted to get their team to give me content to post on my page, and I was like,
I think that's fine.
And I was looking at
because you're a fan.
Yeah. And I was like, I hadn't posted any of his content before, nor I didn't even know of him yet.
Oh, okay.
And my TikTok, my account was way better than his at the time, and so he was trying to get there.
Right.
Not that I'm like.
No, yeah. You're good.
This man has made hundreds of millions of dollars.
Yeah,
let's be clear that there's levels.
Yeah,
to this
he was
shit.
like, I was rich, I was poor, and I was rich again.
Yeah, no, literally.
He's a G.
No, he's a fucking G. He's a great guy. Great family, too.
Wow. Where's he from? Do you know where?
He has a house in New York, and I think he has another house.
Seems like a New York guy.
Might be in California. I don't know. He bounces around.
Yeah.
But he had, they wanted me to start posting his content, and they were gonna, and I was like, I like your shit. Like, the philosophy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want anybody to pay me for it. Like, I'm putting this out because I want there to be goodwill. I don't want, like, if he were to throw money in there, immediately it's ruined. And so I was like, listen, I'll just put out your content. Get me in contact with people. Let me get in closer contact with you. Like, I want to learn from you. I want to, pursue this as much as I can. Use this as an opportunity. Like, I don't want to get, there's no reason for me to get paid. Like, if I like your shit, I'll post it anyways.
Right.
And I was like, hey, I'll go through some of your content. I'll post the stuff I actually agree with. I was like, but I don't want to get paid for it because then that ruins the whole purpose.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So that's how I met Dave. I don't know where that started, but
no, because back to the contacts thing. Take their contacts down, and then I was just out of curiosity wanted to know how you got in touch with them.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Let's see those.
So give you.
I know you want to show me somebody else. So same video, just different caption.
Yep.
Wow.
So here's what I'll do. So here's the one I posted yesterday.
I feel like we've all learned a lot here today.
You make a list of all the things, all the values, all the physical traits, everything that you could possibly think of in a person. Write all those things down. Go back through on that list. Check off the things that are absolute make or breaks, meaning they can have everything else on the list. If they don't have that one thing, it's over. And then become those things. Embody those traits. That's the way to find the one. Because when you become the one, you attract the one. So I posted that. And then I posted the same. So this one I put the caption as "You find the one by becoming the one." Period. And so to me, that kind of just has a more of an emotional feel to it. That kind of like matches the vibe of the video. But that's because it's TikTok. And when I go on YouTube Shorts.
How long does it take you to edit sound bites and put them all together?
Oh God, it's so fast. It
really?
takes no time. It takes no fucking time. Once you learn like the trick of the trade, it takes a while at first, but once you learn your
you know what you want to do and how you
bro,
want to
it's like
it.
Bop, 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 bop. Like gotcha. I can put out like a good 9 to 12 pieces of content in a half hour. Like no shit.
So you're saying like edit and post or just gather it?
So long as the podcast is up, edit and post. Yeah.
Shit.
Get the videos, clip them up, trim them up, put the captions, make my tweet, find that diagram that I want to post. find the two
Twitter,
videos.
Twitter guy too, right?
Huh?
You use Twitter a lot?
Yeah. Well, no. I never consume anything on Twitter, to be honest. Just not my cup of tea.
Yeah.
But then here is how to find, in capital letters, the one, in quotes. And so actually performed pretty well, actually. Got 1.5K. Not bad.
Shit.
For YouTube, it's not bad. But, put the one in exclamation points. But that's just, the way that most thumbnails and
right
captions are.
So it kind of seems
YouTube.
like the name of the game is just post a shit ton.
The name of the game is to post a fuck ton.
Yeah.
As much as you possibly can.
Right.
Like, that's the name of the game.
Yeah.
You post anything and everything.
Do you think that's the only way to succeed, or do you think obviously people should get some lucky breaks? Some people make a
That's the
song.
only way.
Some people make a song called Munch, and it takes off. Obviously, lucky breaks. But
True.
But do you think there's any other possible ways?
Well,
Just
you want
networking
to
or-
with your vision. That is the only way.
Yeah.
Like I don't see.
Well,
any
I'm
way
not even
around
sure.
that.
If I'm being honest, I'm not even sure if that's my vision. I don't even know if I have a vision. I just know that sounds like it'd be fun as fuck.
That is your vision.
You
Homie,
think so?
I'm here to tell you that is your fucking vision.
Yeah.
That is the most passionate I've seen you about anything that you've talked about of any of the things that you like doing. Like you,
I mean, we haven't talked too much.
huh?
We haven't talked too much.
No, I know, but I'm
You
saying
think so?
I'm saying you talked about your fitness. You talked
Yeah.
about your passions with some of your music things when we first
Yeah.
got here.
Because I'm kind of like you. I
Yeah.
don't want to end up having to sit in a chair all day.
People have an over
what to do.
glorification of their idea of their purpose.
Yeah.
It's too glorified. It's too, you think that there's going to be some golden moment that hits you and your body's going to start fucking levitating because you found your purpose.
Yeah.
That's not how it works. That's not how it works at all.
Right.
Like, not even a little bit. It's got, like when you said the whole thing of, like, until it feels like work and then you retracted that statement, like, that is the truth of even your purpose. CJ Media or my life coaching, like, sometimes it sucks. Sometimes I'm sitting there at 10:30 at night and I want to go to bed and I'm sitting there and I have all my shit to post and it fucking sucks and I don't want to do it. Like, sometimes it feels like a lot of work.
You must have good Wi-Fi too, huh?
Where, at my house?
Yeah.
Not really.
Really?
Not particularly.
How long does it take you to post a soundbite? Well, obviously, compared to videos is different. Because
Yeah.
I post all my episodes at Central. My Wi-Fi here sucks.
Yeah. I don't know. I've never really thought about that. I don't really know. I don't think it's bad. I don't think it's great.
It's got to be something to take into account.
Yeah,
4%
for sure.
You gotta go somewhere.
Yeah.
You gotta hunker down.
This is true.
Leech
This
off
is true.
someone's Wi-Fi.
Yeah, hit at McDonald's. Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, I don't even know what I was saying. No, yeah, dude, like, I saw the passion when you were talking about, you had that little smile too when I said it too. Like, don't be afraid to admit it. I think you really gotta, just hone in on the fact that you're not gonna enjoy every aspect of it. Posting 4 times a day is gonna suck sometimes. You know what's gonna be great is when you have a lot of people that are watching your shit. That's gonna be fucking great.
It's true too.
Imagine how many people you're going to get laughs out of. Imagine how many people you're going to make their day better. Imagine how many people you're going to impact by simply being the guy that had the discipline to post 4 times a day. Maybe not at first. Maybe not when you're getting 32 views. But you need to go through the shit of the 6, 7, 8 months of getting barely anything off the ground to then getting to the point where you're going to get that exponential growth.
Right.
And it's hard. It's fucking difficult. And I also don't think that you should start trying to post 4 times a day if you don't have your bed made, if you're not exercising. Like,
I love that. Thank you.
Again.
I did need to hear that.
these,
I gotta get my
like,
priorities
it's
straight.
so easy and it's cute to talk about it now.
I gotta get my
And then you wake up in the morning and then you have that feeling.
I'm about to write that down too. See, I take notes. Because I'm gonna apply it. Are you gonna apply? I don't know. Are you content?
It's up to you.
No, dude, this is great shit, man. I appreciate this. That's a super.
Yeah.
Like that might be the most important thing you said
It's-
today, because it all
it's-
starts
yeah.
with
It's cute
making
to
your
talk
bed.
about it.
Because that's what I'm saying. Like I feel like I'm on the.
Right.
I don't want to. Is the word prepuces? Prep. I don't know. My vocab's like
On the come up, baby.
come up, sure, but I'm. So right now, I feel like, and like I said, I'm not trying to compare myself to anybody, but for our age group,
Right.
and for someone who, and like I said, you and Cal inspire the shit out of me, and that's a
Appreciate
great
that.
thing.
I appreciate
But
that.
you guys, picture it's like a giant sound wave, right? You have the small wave,
Yeah.
and eventually it keeps getting bigger and
Right,
bigger.
right.
I feel like you guys are like, so let's picture it's like a Wi-Fi bar. So we're probably looking at 1, 2, 3, 4 bars. You guys are on like 2.5. Appears 3s, and you're bound to be the best fucking Wi-Fi there is, in my opinion. I'm at like the baby one. But like, there's a lot of potential in it.
Of course.
Good name.
Of course.
You know, seems like a cute name for a Wi-Fi thing. But like, eventually it's gonna get there. But like, right now, my bed's not fucking made.
Right.
My room. If I'm being completely honest, I used to be a fucking straight edge. Room's clean.
Yeah.
But no, my room's not clean. You see I have some clothes right here, man. I got some shit. Like I'm there.
Yeah.
But like, there's things I still need to hatch out.
Right.
I want to get to where you guys are at. Right. And I think that just takes time.
100%.
Marathon.
It's so easy and it's fucking cute to talk about.
Yeah.
Starting your content, starting your business.
Right.
I can guarantee you, you're not going to get anywhere with the content if your bed's not made every day.
True.
That's a prerequisite. It doesn't seem like those things equate, but you're not. You just won't. You know why? Because it doesn't come anything down to with your creative ability. It doesn't have anything to do with how smart you are or how good you are at journalism or interviewing or communicating, and everything to do with your level of discipline and commitment. And if you can't start with the small shit, you will never get to the harder shit.
True.
Like it sounds corny. I gotta start
on the bunny hill first.
I started. Yeah. I mean, dude, and you're also, how old are you? 20, 21?
22.
You're 22, bro. You got so much testosterone surging through you right now.
Oh, yeah.
Like, this can be way quicker for you than, talk to me. Come on, It's going to be way easier for you because you have all this testosterone and dopamine flowing around your system in comparison to most of the people. Dude, it's going to be way easier. It's going to be way easier. Like, it's going to be hard. It's going to be way easier than it is for most of the people.
Right.
You also live in a free country where you can do that.
True.
Like
Which
take that,
all take for
like, gratitude, for sure. That's another aspect.
Yeah.
But also, when did I start? I started my senior year of high school, and I didn't start creating content on TikTok until my sophomore year of college.
Oh, shit. Wait, so you started...
It was like 4 years of like actually doing my own shit. Like, I had my bed made. I was going to the gym consistently.
This is year 2 for me.
I was like not to blow smoke in my ass, I was kicking ass for a good 2.5 years. I had my foot on the gas for a long time before I started posting anything.
Wow.
So
yeah, I feel like right now I'm at the dealership still.
Right.
I'm still testing the car out.
Right. Yeah. It's a good analogy. But yeah.
My analogies are pretty good. I'm trying not to blow too much smoke either.
No, that's fucking
I don't know where that came from. But yeah.
Off the cuff. Just how I roll.
Right. Hell yeah. So obviously we've talked about business and stuff like that, but where do you project yourself? I don't know. Let's use a word. Or let's use the number 40. Okay. Do you picture yourself with a family? Do you picture yourself with a nice house? Like, what is your dream aside from making the world a better place? Aside from, as of right now, because obviously, I mean, I know you're gonna blow up and
appreciate it,
and I know you're gonna be successful.
Yeah.
Hopefully, even when that is the case and you're a busy man, we could do this again.
Yeah. I would fucking love that. This has been great.
Yeah, this is awesome. But as of right now, because I'm gonna do this with Cal. I don't know if you're watching. You probably will be. I gotta get you on.
He's watching. You're so handsome. Well, damn, Cal, you look good right
now. He's probably like,
God.
Did
you get a haircut?
I know right now. He's like, thanks, man.
Thanks, man. Yeah,
he's such a good guy.
That's such a Cal response.
Yeah, it
too.
is.
Oh man, you mean it?
We're gonna cook up. But a year ago, and I'm sure that his goals and aspirations have slightly shifted as well. And obviously, I need to get his take on CJ Media. Yeah. But for you as of right now, and I'm sure whether it's a year from now, whenever the next time you come on is.
Yeah.
What do you hope to accomplish? And like, you don't even need to put a time frame on it. It's just like certain bucket list goals, things you want to achieve in your life.
I divvy up my life into different kind of phases, because right now it's like, I want to take as much risk and pursue things balls to the fucking wall.
Yeah.
Like just go at it with everything I got. So I'm doing that with the business. I'm doing that with coaching. Like that's what I'm doing now.
Do you sacrifice your time hanging out with friends and stuff for this? Yeah.
Yeah, dude, like I said, I mean, I haven't even seen my girlfriend in a week.
Yeah.
Like, she's in Chicago right now, but, like...
How frustrated do they get at times where they ask you to hang out and you're like, I can't. Got to put the business first.
I get home for it. I for sure get home for it. It's... but
I'm sure they understand.
They do, but they, at the same time, sometimes, it's hard to go against that. It is peer pressure. It's not, it's not bad peer pressure. I have good friends. I have really good fucking friends, and it's not bad peer pressure. They come from a good place, but what I'm doing is gonna make sure that they, I can guarantee that all the people that I'm close with now, like the shit that I'm doing, the times I'm saying no to going golfing, the times I'm saying no to hanging out, the times I'm saying no to going out to the club or the bar or doing whatever, it's gonna come back and help them. they're
Really?
gonna fucking eat because of my work. So the answer is, I'm doing this for them as well. So
Wow.
it's easy. It's hard to say no, but it's easy to understand it when you look at it from that perspective of, this is also for them. It's the same thing with my girlfriend. I'm like, she's probably the girl I'm gonna marry. And
Shit,
so,
dude.
I also don't, I don't date for shits and gigs. I don't date to fuck around. So
I can't stand people that do that.
yeah,
That's just me. That
doesn't make any sense.
Yeah,
It just doesn't make
it
sense.
doesn't.
So she understands this as well. When I'm working 12 hours and I don't even I'm not even sending her a text all fucking day, she knows that, A, it's not because I'm ignoring her, but B, the reason why I'm working so hard is also for her.
Yeah.
Like, she's going to fucking eat because of the shit that I'm doing now. And so she understands that fully, and, we have a good balance with that. And it's not that I never talk to her. It's not that I'm working 12-hour days every single day, but it's a lot. Like, I'm doing a lot of shit.
Right.
And that's fine. It's just, again, I'm competitive, I'm stubborn, I'm driven. It's just who I am. But if you don't have friends and family and your girlfriend or your boyfriend that are rolling with that enjoy that kind of lifestyle, then you got to pick new friends. And it's not even to say that you should be living like me, because I'm not even saying this to put me on a pedestal. If you want to live a different life, that's fine. If you want to have a typical 9-to-5 and be on a bunch of softball teams and just enjoy your life, and you fucking love your life at $50,000 a year, that's fucking amazing. Like, I'm not downplaying that at all.
Yeah.
Like, not even a little bit. If you have a lot of free time and you have hobbies that you pursue, and you're actually enjoying your life, who cares? I talk about this all the time. Life is a game of complaining and not. What do you have to complain about? If you have no complaints, you fucking won.
Yeah.
There's nothing I can give to you as advice. Oh, build a business and do this, because then you can pursue this. No. Settle down for a second. Like, I'm speaking to the competitive people that just want to get the fuck after it. Like, I'm telling you my story because you're probably going to resonate with that, and it's probably going to light a fire in you because you want to do something similar. You seem similar to that. Cal seems similar to that. There's guys that are like, guys and gals that are out there that want to live that kind of lifestyle, and that completely makes sense. But if you do not want to live that kind of lifestyle, and this doesn't resonate with you, then you don't need to. There's no reason to. Feel free to live the life that you want to live. It's a game of complaining or not. And so, where I see myself now is I'm going to pursue the things that I want to pursue, go balls to the wall, risk everything that I can possibly risk because there's really almost nothing to lose.
Mm-hmm.
And then in the second half, maybe once I get to my late 30s, 40s, focus on building a family and be completely family oriented. I want to have, I talk about this with Rachel all the time. I want to have literally like 10 kids. Like, I want
That's
so
awesome.
many fucking kids. I want a massive family.
What do you believe in the whole concept of prime? Like, when your prime is?
No, I believe your prime is today, and yes, actually, I believe it's always today.
It's always the next day.
It's always right now.
Yeah.
Your prime should be the present moment.
Yeah.
Because the present moment is always perfection. It's always what it should be.
Someone I had on, they gave me a boss-ass answer. I said, do you think you'll ever leave your prime, or do you think, like, the 20s are prime? He goes, dude, I hope I never leave my prime. He said, I hope I'm 80 and I'm still in my prime. Right. I said, oh, that's some boss-ass shit.
Yeah, dude. That's the truth. It's the truth. Because, if you look back and you're saying, oh, the good old days, you're not living the life.
Yeah.
You're not living the life you want to live.
Right.
If you're always looking back and talking about the shit you used to do when you were the captain of the football team in high school,
yep,
or when you used to bang these bitches in college, and this is all you can talk about because those were the good old days, you're not living a good life right now.
For me, the definition of happiness that I kind of found to be my own definition is if you can wake up in the morning, take your piss, brush your teeth, no anxiety hanging over you, no bad thoughts, you got up, so you go work out, or you make yourself a cup of coffee, make yourself breakfast, you go to work, and you're not like, oh, I have to go to work. You're like, I'm going to go to work. You can come home, whether it's with family, you have your own family, take kids to practice, whatever it is, or in this case, let's say you're in school, get on PlayStation, whatever it is. You're chilling. You can go to sleep. Maybe you get some shit sleep, but you're not going to bed saying, oh my God, bro, that was like, what am I doing?
Right.
Just, you go to bed, wake up, same thing.
Right.
You're living a good life.
You're living a great fucking life.
And in terms of just an inner peace thing, that's a good day. Not every day is going to be the greatest day of your life.
Right.
But goddamn it, that's a good day. And I love this philosophy that I'm a diehard Bengals fan. I'm sure you've seen that or heard. But one of the philosophies that the Bengals general manager said when it comes to drafting prospects is I always aim to draft doubles. Because if you always go for the home runs and it turns out to be a bust or you strike out, you're going to be left more disappointed. But if you can play conservative, keep racking up more doubles. Slowly you build this really good, in their case, franchise. In your case, it could be life.
Right.
Hit doubles, man.
Hit some fucking doubles.
Yeah.
I fuck with that.
So, oh yeah, no, you're good. One last thing before I obviously ask you these questions.
Sure.
So when you do have free time, obviously you said you golf a little bit, but like what do you enjoy doing?
Dude, honestly, like anything competitive as fuck. Like
Really?
it's like I just like that's all I do all day. They just compete in some sort of round. Like golf is the big one now. Like it depends. Like I find something. Golf is a big one now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so fucking competitive, and like here's a good example. When I play with Alex, I'm better than Alex at golf. I've just been golfing longer than him. But when we play, I always need to bet on every hole.
Oh, really?
I don't have a gambling problem. I have a competitive problem.
Yeah, that's what Michael Jordan said.
I literally will bet for a penny a hole just so I take his penny. That's how bad it is.
Wow.
It got to the point of...
That is a competitive thing.
It got to the point of he was like, dude, I don't care if it's a penny a hole. We're not gambling. I'm not doing it. I was like, okay, here's what we're doing. I said, if I win, you give me nothing. If I lose, I give you $1 a hole. And he was like, why do you want to do that? And I was like, because I fucking need it. And that's how we play golf now. Is we gamble, but it's reverse, where I either win nothing or lose money. Because that's how addicted I am to just being competitive. So I say that because any of my hobbies are just that. And the reason why I say
what are some of these other hobbies?
I like playing FIFA. I'm a big FIFA guy.
You know, a friend of mine one time said that he was playing soccer at Central, and he goes, "Yeah, we're playing against this guy who looks like Christian Pulisic." I said, "I know exactly who
that's
you're
me."
talking about. I said, "That's Jason."
Yeah,
it has to be.
I can't believe that's not one of the first answers. I love playing soccer. I played in the club team for a couple years.
Nice.
Probably gonna join a different soccer club team. Just
Are you a forward or a striker?
No, I play outside back, so it's defense.
Really?
Outside, yeah.
Left back, right back?
Left, right. Usually right back. I love playing on the wing. I'm much better at defending. Like
really,
I grew up. It's where everybody wants to play. I'm a good defender, and that's just
no one's getting by you.
I wouldn't say that. But,
yeah,
but
that's great.
Yeah, so
soccer, golf, so sports.
Soccer, yeah, bro.
And obviously you're a sports-driven guy.
Yeah, I just I just love to compete. Like anything with competition, bro. It's just like whatever. Really? I also enjoy shooting the shit. Like I love cracking jokes. If Cal, I know you're watching. He knows how fucking ridiculous. It's funny actually. My friends talk about this all the time. My close friends, they're always like, it's so weird looking at your Instagram because it doesn't even seem like you. Because they're like, this is fake. This has got to be fake. Because most of the time when I'm talking with my friends, like, we just have our bullshit conversations.
You seem like someone who, when you're in the zone, you're in the zone.
For sure.
I open my phone, all I see is, get the fuck after. I'm like, oh.
Sorry. Whoa, my bad. Yeah.
It's so fun that you get the music in the background. It's like, fuck, man, what am I doing?
This is it.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, but I goof around a lot. Like I'm very,
right.
I love to crack jokes. I even like long-term vision. I should have told you this earlier too when I was talking about it. I envision myself after I do the self-improvement stuff. I imagine somebody else taking over that content, and I'll still film it, but they'll do the content. And
so you have your own guy. That'd be great. Or person.
And I'll do stand-up comedy.
Stand-up comedy.
Yep, I think so. Like people don't understand that aspect of me, but I really think that I could pursue something.
Usually,
like that.
content creators get to that point.
Yeah.
For me, it's skits.
Really?
I want to get to a point where I can
see you doing that.
I want to get to a point where
I could totally see you doing that.
I have time or people or the crew, because obviously there's a whole process to it where I can just not have a care in the world. I don't know if you've ever heard of RDC World. They always make fun of like LeBron.
That's so funny.
Or teams in the playoffs with NBA or funny shit.
Yeah.
But like, I just get to a point where I can just film and act in a way, not be an actor like plays and shit, but like your own content creating,
right?
Do that type of thing. I've really that's something I really wanted to do aside from the podcast, because I want this to be more of like a brand rather than just this.
Good, yeah.
But
that's the way to go.
It's a process.
Yeah.
That's definitely a future thing I want to check off at some point. But that's
good.
Stand-up comedy is good.
Yeah, I fucking
that'd be dope.
I love it. Yeah.
And obviously Rogan, podcaster, comic.
Yeah,
started off as a comic.
Yeah.
Dude, do it. Why not?
Yeah.
You ever write some jokes down?
No.
No?
Not really, no.
You should just for the shit, and you're in position to do this, and why not? Dude, just go to a fucking random bar.
Yeah. Just do it.
Just say, I got,
fuck it, yeah.
just be like, this is my name.
Yeah.
Give me this entry if I can.
Yeah.
Even if they pay you like $5, just even if they boo me.
Do it. Yeah.
Just, I need to try this.
Just try it out, yeah.
Do it.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Why not?
Fuck yeah.
I'm serious.
Yeah.
No,
I should. I actually should.
What are you doing?
No,
Go. Yeah.
I know myself.
Goal.
I know that if I go for it, I'm not going to be able to stop myself.
True.
And right now with content creation and CJ Media,
smart.
Like I don't have the wherewithal, because if I do stand up comedy, I'm going to fucking do stand up comedy. I'm doing a gig a week. You know, like I'm not going to
gig a night.
I'm not like that. I don't do anything half baked. So I think if I'm going to commit, if I tell myself I'm going to fucking commit to it,
right,
you're going to see me at every fucking bar in Connecticut for the full year.
It's all because you made your bed.
Yeah.
I love that, man.
Not even make my bed, bro. Just the pillow. Like
just a pillow.
Just the fucking pillow.
So what, like, do you think everything eventually takes care of itself naturally because you're slowly implementing this discipline? Or like for me, do you think because, let's say I start making my bed, my room's clean, because I have that set, then the gym, and then it's the podcast, and it's, if I could do that, then I could just do sound bites.
Right.
And if I do sound bites, I'm going to start networking.
Right.
Do you think like that's how the process of slowly evolves?
Yeah. Dude, it's strength.
Yeah.
Strength. When you first go to the gym, you can't bench press the bar. And then eventually you're hitting 225. How'd that happen? Because you
keep showing up.
You put 10 pounds on the bar.
Yeah.
And then you put 20. It's so cliche, but people don't, like, again, it's very easy to listen to that 30-second soundbite and hear it in 30 seconds. That takes 5 years. 5 years. 5. Like, at least.
Yeah.
It's cute to say it.
Right.
The second it's put into action, you wake up in the morning and you want to hit the fucking snooze button. It's different. So different.
Yeah.
So different when you're not motivated. Like, after this conversation, you get fired up. How are you tomorrow night?
Right.
How are you a week from now? You're not going to be fired up. It's what you do when you're not fired up. It's the consistency you maintain when you're not motivated is what defines it.
I'll send you a text with my pillow. How about that?
Do it.
You serious?
Yeah, do it.
Not like I'm serious.
I'm fucking serious.
Like tomorrow morning, I'm going to send you a picture of my pillow.
Do it, bro.
Middle of the bed.
Here's the thing. It's going to last for about a week. Unless you start burning the boats.
No, but if I start doing that too.
Good, do it, bro.
Well, I don't know if I'll send you $1.
Yeah.
I'll do that for someone else.
Yeah, do it, bro.
But I'll send you a pillow picture.
Go
Maybe
for
Mario, what the fuck's my picture? I'm like, oh fuck.
Run that picture, bitch. Run me that picture.
Run me that fucking picture.
That's what I do with all my clients.
Yeah.
All my clients. Like, it's.
How many do you have right now? And how many go to Central?
It bounced. None. I don't have any.
Really?
I used to have two. One that went to Central, one that transferred out.
Shit.
Right now I have 3 consistent clients. But it was at around 6 towards the end of the school year. So it was pretty cool.
Good for you, man.
Yeah, it was cool.
I told you I was going to ask you 3 things at the very beginning.
You did.
I'll remind you as to what they are.
It is the time.
It is the time. And this has been tremendous, by the way.
Yeah.
Favorite music album or one to recommend? Or artist, someone you love listening to in terms of music. About this, even for a little different spiel. Let's say you're not a big music guy, hypothetically. You could just say your favorite podcaster in this case. Or like,
because I'm actually not a big music guy. I love Billy Joel. I think that
Billy Joel's great.
I think
that's a good shout.
I think people should listen to Billy Joel and listen to the lyrics. I think that, if you listen to his message,
he's a legend.
A lot of times you're gonna be like, holy fuck, this man is preaching about life.
I used to know the entire "We Didn't Start the Fire" song.
Oh, that's such a good
front
song.
to back.
That's so
start
funny.
to finish, no hesitation.
My favorite song of all time is "Scenes from an Italian Restaurant."
That's a beautiful freaking song.
That's so good.
That's a great song.
So good.
I love that you said that.
That album's good.
Favorite show or movie or both?
This is actually the joke of my friends is, and anybody listening to this that knows me knows that anytime they bring up a movie, my answer is like, nope, haven't seen it. Nope, haven't seen it. Like, I haven't even seen The Godfather.
Oh!
I know.
On the
like,
wall.
That's just a good example of...
What are we doing?
Bro, I don't know.
Dude, that's like
shit.
sacrilegious. You got the chain, you're Italian.
I haven't seen Wolf of Wall Street.
You can make your bed, but you're not seeing the... Bro, you talk like you're Jordan Belfort. You can't even watch the Wolf of Wall Street.
I'm telling you, like, I don't know what it is. I just have no interest in watching movies. I'm huge on podcasts, huge on all these kinds of stuff.
That's my thing. Maybe I should just be a movie critic because Dude, that's my thing.
Dude, if you love movies, dude, fucking do it. Like,
you see the walls.
Yeah. Bro, I see the walls.
You see the walls.
Yeah. Some good art, too.
Yeah.
Okay, you Michael Jackson guy, huh?
Yeah. The artist, not the person.
Right.
The artist.
Got it.
Gotta separate the two.
At first I was like, why? And I was like, oh, wait. I think I figured it out.
Yeah. But do you have one? I know you said you're not a big movie guy, but like, there's got to be something.
Step Brothers, probably. I fucking love Step Brothers.
Oh my god, that's always the safe option, isn't it?
I like Ted too.
That's a great shout.
Ted's good.
I've seen that movie.
I
times.
love comedy. I love comedy.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
What about show by any chance? Nothing.
No, there's. I really like. I don't know if you've ever heard of the show 24.
I've not.
It's an old show.
Yeah.
I used to watch that growing up with my family all the time. It's a action thriller FBI kind of show. I like that show. I really like the show Lost.
Fucking phenomenal.
Yeah, I really like Lost. I watched
John Locke, man.
John
My
Locke.
guy.
Dude, that show is deep. If you look at,
Oh yeah.
if like I was reading it, I remember
yeah.
I was in I was in
So much
I was
symbolism.
in middle school. Yeah, I was like, oh my god, I didn't even piece this together.
Yeah. Great show.
And I also really like How I Met Your Mother. I like that show as well.
You know what's crazy?
Yeah.
You seem like a How I Met Your Mother kind of guy.
Do I?
I'm not. I swear on everything.
That's
that was
funny.
the one show I was thinking you were gonna say.
Yeah.
I'm not even bullshitting.
But
you.
I think honestly,
It's a
like
good show.
best show of all time, my favorite show of all time is probably Family Guy. It's got to be Family Guy.
Hell yeah.
Probably. So
Nice.
that's final answer, Family Guy.
Great answers.
Yeah.
All right. Last but not least, and you have dropped some crazy shit here. Some crazy shit.
Yeah.
Incredible. But if you could somehow top everything off with one more thing, words of advice or wisdom
Yeah.
from Jason himself, and you could be speaking to anybody. You could be speaking to your future self, and you can look back upon this and say and hold your future self accountable with this version of you now.
Mm-hmm.
The floor is yours, my friend.
When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. That's a quote from Wayne Dyer. And what I mean by that is through repetition of you choosing to educate yourself on the right things, you're going to start seeing the world in a different way. And it's not just that you're seeing the world in a different way. The world will change around the way that you view things. And if you become a more healthy person, a more fit person, a more kind person, a more empathetic person, a person that gets after it and has self-discipline, you're going to see the world vastly different. If your life isn't what you want it to be and you're depressed and you're anxious, like you have these real problems that people deal with on a consistent basis, you got to start controlling the things that you can't control. And your whole world will change around you. Because you think that you're this being, another quote from Wayne Dyer, you think that you're this being that's having some spiritual like experience on this earth and you have somewhat of a control over what goes on, but you really don't. Like his quote is, you are not human beings having a spiritual experience, you are spiritual beings having a human experience. So however this is working, which none of us know, you have this remote control over what you can do with yourself. I can touch this, I can do this, I can say things to you that are going to make you feel a certain way, and certain neurochemicals are going to flow through your system, but it's all a game, which is all a message and a soliloquy to you have control over what you do with your body, with your mind, with your words. Choose those actions accordingly. You're going to die one day. I say it all the time. You're finite. You have an expiration date. If that doesn't fire you up, I don't know what will. But if you need to remember that, because you sit around and when you're sitting there at 5 a.m. and that's the only time you can go to the gym and you feel unmotivated and you feel uninspired and you feel undisciplined, the thought of the fact that you will die one day should get you into action. It really should, because you only have one opportunity. That's it. Like, it's cute to say it. It's easy to say it. It's cute to say it, to see it in a soundbite, and maybe this will be the thing that gets you motivated to go to the gym for one day. But 90% of the time, when you're unmotivated and feeling undisciplined, what is that thing that's going to pull you through? That's that thing for me. Find whatever it is for you. But the point is you get one opportunity. And it's really that simple. Like, we all know it, right? But the difference maker is who acts on it. You see the people that make an impact, the people that leave a tremendous impact on the world are all people that acted that way. And if you want to act that way, you can. If you don't, you can do that too. But just know that you're going to have that pit in your stomach. And it's not going to just be a pit in your stomach. It's going to be that times 1,000 when you're sitting there knowing that you could have done so much, but you left it all on the table. And you could have done it, but you chose not to. It's a choice. And if you're hearing these words now and you understand it and you're a conscious human being, which you are, then you know it's your choice and you have nobody else to blame but you. So that's my message.
Jason, this was incredible.
This has been great.
This was everything I wanted it to be and more. A lot more. I honestly didn't know what to expect, but I should have expected nothing less from a professional like you.
A professional.
But I truly mean this from the bottom of my heart. I wish you and Cal, and obviously I'm going to get Cal on. And then hopefully, oh my God, if I get both of you on at the same time.
Let's fucking do it. Cal and I were talking about it. Let's do it,
yeah,
bro.
no, we'll do that. After I get him on the second time.
Yeah. We can we can bring our DJI mic too, and you could sync that up if you want. So we can.
How does that work?
It's a mic that we
really?
attach to one of us, and it connects to the camera real time. So we can just give you that audio, and you could just
Dude, that sounds sick.
Yeah, you could totally do that. Whatever you want to do.
I genuinely wish you and Cal the best of luck, and I know you're going to succeed. Like, it's like an inevitable thing.
Thank you.
I'm not going to be surprised.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell my kids, I'm like, hey, you see these guys? I know them. I have their number. Are you okay to call them for you?
That's funny.
So,
yeah,
I'm not going to be surprised one bit.
Thank
I'll talk with him too, man. Like I said, if you ever need a dog to throw in the fire, man.
Dude, let's do it up.
I'm your guy, man.
Let's do it up. I think you do a hell of a job. I really do.
That. We're definitely going to talk more.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to be like, oh, I'm never going to see Jason again. Nah.
Yeah.
But this has been great, man.
I
really appreciate your time.
Thank you.
If you are a fan of Jason's, or if you've gone to Central, or you're just in Connecticut, you know who this is. You understand that this was a monumental episode. I really appreciate you. But with that said, everyone has a story and it's still being written. I love every single one of you. Keep going in life. Never quit. Clearly, according to this guy, make your bed. Pillow in the center.
Make your fucking bed.
Make your damn bed.
Yeah.
But everything starts with one thing at a time. Such as a little thing like that. I appreciate all of you. I love all of you. With that said, ciao for now. Peace.
Stay handsome.